There is a quiet question many people are afraid to ask out loud. When did success become something you could subscribe to? Not long ago, wisdom came from observation, from time, from watching someone live a life long enough to prove they understood it. Now, it comes through a thumbnail, a reel, a live stream, a perfectly edited 30-second promise. Scroll long enough and someone is waiting for you. A mentor promising wealth. A fitness coach promising transformation. An influencer promising confidence. A relationship expert promising love. A pastor promising prosperity. And all of them say the same thing. You are only one decision away, one course away, one payment away, one act of faith away from becoming who you were meant to be. But what happens when hope becomes a product? Because today, trust itself is under investigation. News organizations accused of bias, headlines competing with algorithms, facts debated louder than opinions. And somewhere inside that confusion, millions of people started looking for answers somewhere else. Online, on stages, inside private communities, inside masterminds, inside subscription coaching groups. Some of those voices are legitimate. Teachers who built something real, entrepreneurs who earned their scars, leaders who actually helped people change their lives. But others learned something powerful. Confidence looks like competence on camera. Luxury looks like success through a lens. And belief is easier to sell than proof. Tonight on Hit and Run, Ronin Travelers and Fearless step into the conversation many people are already having quietly. Not rumors, not gossip, not internet drama. Systems. We examine nonprofit accountability conversations surrounding community fundraising efforts, investment programs and real estate funds shaped by disclosure language and investor expectations. The explosion of online coaching culture competing for subscription dollars in the same attention economy as streaming platforms. Federal enforcement actions against deceptive business opportunities. Prosperity messaging inside faith spaces where belief and finance sometimes collide. And the emerging cyber era, where artificial intelligence can imitate voices, faces, and authority itself. Why do intelligent people fall for promises that sound too good to be true? Is it greed or exhaustion? Is it ego or loneliness? Or maybe people simply want someone to believe in them. This conversation is not about destroying reputations. It is about building discernment. Because behind every claim, there should be receipts, public filings, documented outcomes, transparent expectations, real accountability. Tonight we ask, when does mentorship become marketing? When does motivation become manipulation? And in a world flooded with voices competing for your attention, how do you decide who deserves your trust? Because the cost of believing the wrong person is rarely just money. Sometimes it's time, sometimes it's faith, sometimes it's years of your life. This is not outrage, this is examination. This is not rumor, this is responsibility. This is claims versus receipts.
You want to be rich? Tonight, we're going to show you how to be rich. You want to be healthy? Oh, you got cancer? I got the cure right here. It's only going to cost you $10,000 a day. You want to be fit? Oh, man, it's just a pill you take to get fit, to work out. People want stuff so bad. And they want to take the shortcut to get there so good that they'll believe anything. And this isn't just something that's going on. There used to be the snake oil salesman who used to go town to town selling his elixir to anybody. And they wanted it so bad they believed it. You fall for it. And that's what we're going to talk about tonight. People falling for everything because you're gullible. You see somebody online and you think they got money. I want to be like them. And most of them are making money by telling you how to make money. That's how they got rich. Most people got healthy the shortcut way, or they're just genetically like that, which you'll never get. A lot of people are selling things to make you healthy that actually probably make you sick. But we believe something so much that we want it to become true. And that's what we're going to talk about tonight. The belief that you want something so bad that it comes true. It happens in life all the time. Even in relationships. The person who wants to be in love so bad that they miss all the red flags. The dude that wants to find love so much that he goes send all that money to that girl because she said she loved him. And that's the most attention he got. And that little bit of attention led him to believe that, oh man, this is a fairy tale come true. Tonight, we're going to talk about those fairy tales. Let's get to it, Ronin. I sound like I'm on a computer mic.
Yeah, you might want to check to see if the mic in front of you is on, but it sounds like you're in the room distortion, but your mic might be turned down.
What about that? Is that a little better? Any better at all? Still no? Mm-hmm. Yes? I can't hear myself, that's why.
Yeah. It just not, the mic is not grabbing your voice, so it sounds like it's in the room. Spatial.
Let's go to the audio setting. Audios. Oh, well, that would be right because, sorry, guys. I don't think it picked up my audio. Let's try it again. Well, let's go. Keep going. I'm going to fix my audio. Don't worry about it.
I mean, today we're going to, if you guys didn't look at that thumbnail, it's a lot. There's a lot of things going on, a lot of fraud, a lot of perceived fraud. We're going to go through them. We're not making any accusations on any one person. Some people have been accused, but there's no charges being drawn up, no criminal convictions. And then there's some that have been convicted. So we're going to go through some of these and pick and choose how we're going to get through them. But and it's on both sides. You know, we come from a community of travelers in the Black community, and you got from Black snake oil salesmen to white. So it's not race based. It's evenly distributed amongst us all. Okay. Did you figure it out?
I'm here, brother. It's just not seeing my mic. That's all. Just picking it up from there.
It might sound a little better. It sounds a little better, but let the
no, it's not the mic. It's not picking it up yet. I might have to step out and step back in, but that's all right.
Hold on 1 second. Let me load a video.
It's not you. It's It just doesn't see the mic. I'm good. Let me see if I can redo this. If not, I'll come back. Keep talking.
All right. First person we're going to talk about today is the grandfather of it all. Well, he's not the grandfather per se, but he's one of those guys that has been doing it and did it so well. He damn near set a record. $64 billion. The king of the Ponzi scheme, Bernie Madoff. Convicted in 2009, the largest Ponzi scheme in the U.S. history to note. You know, you don't know you're in a Ponzi scheme until it's over. So up until now, he's the one that's got the record. I'm going to bring him back up.
You know, in today's regulatory environment, it's virtually impossible to violate rules. And this is something that the public really doesn't understand. And if you read things in the newspaper and you see somebody, you know, violate a rule, you say, well, you know, they're always doing this. But it's impossible for you to go for a violation to go undetected. Certainly not for a considerable period of time. And when you consider the volumes of trading, the trillions of dollars of trading that go on, I mean, our firm, for example, alone, we trade in excess of $1 trillion a year. So, and that's one firm. You know, so when you look at the scope of the trading that goes on today in Wall Street, and you look at what we would consider to be the infractions, they're relatively small. You know, primarily because, you know, of all the regulation. And most firms do try to
Now that's wild that he sat on that show and said everything that he said. Because ultimately, we know everything he said he was circumventing. He was doing it. Every rule that was out there, he was breaking it.
Because here goes the issue. Oh, the person with the shades on, that is Austin Hall. We're going to show him. Yeah. We're going to show him his great and downfall. And someone said, there's no formula perfect for everyone. Yes, there is. You know how the con works? It's to make you believe what you already want to believe. Yeah. You can't say it's poor because Bernie Madoff got over and conned the richest people. And you know why? Because in their mind, they said, oh man, 5%, that's just not enough. 10%, oh man, you can bring me 15%. I'm already a billionaire and you can make me 15%. That means I sold you the dream of something you already thought you wanted. Every con works the same. It has to do with that person is greedy in any way. The person who wants something is greedy, or they believe something so much that they'll believe anything. And so that's all you're convincing them of. I'm going to find out what it is you like, and I'm going to convince you that this will do it for you. Are you tired of your kids not getting a damn education? Huh? You're tired of the white man doing something for you? Let's send you to our school, Frederick Douglass Academy, where we're going to teach them how to be men. Now, I ain't opened the school up in 20 years. I keep telling you next year is it. But as long as you keep believing next year is the year, then you're going to go there.
Right.
And don't think it has anything to do with intelligence.
Right.
Now, this here, I don't know where I put it at. I don't have the iPhone, as they say. This is not an iPhone. But if it was an iPhone, just think about it. You know how much intelligence it took to say, I'm going to take a phone off the wall and I'm going to put a computer in my pocket. That's an intelligent person. To say that I'm going to take an 8-track tape or CD and I'm going to put it into an MP3 player and play it for you. Wow. I mean, that takes brains. And that same person with those brains, when they got cancer, he said, I think I can cure it with some Mexican medicine. Because they believed that the natural way, or the doctors telling you this isn't going to work. And they were convinced that something else would work. Because all I have to do is convince you. And how was that in Kaiser Sose? The greatest trick the devil ever pulled was convincing you he didn't exist. And so if I can believe that, that's all it is. All of these people have conned you. These gurus have conned you because you believed this, that you are greedy and you thought something was more, whether that's greedy in life, whether that's greedy with money, whether that's greedy with your health.
Yeah, and unfortunately, people go after what is perceived to be successful. They're lazy. They don't want to do the homework themselves. They want to see somebody that's already done it and kind of take a shortcut, not really learn from the ground up how things are done properly. You guys are taking shortcuts, and if somebody can give you a tidbit or turn a phrase to where it identifies with you of somebody that wants to get rich quick, heal themselves, lose weight, whatever it may be, they know those hot buttons. I've been in sales for almost 40 years. So I definitely know what they're doing. I can hear the pitch and the grift the minute people start talking. I've been doing it so long. I used to take phone calls from salespeople and let them run through the whole thing and said, nah, you're not convincing enough. And run them through it again. But let's play this next video. Still on Bernie
Madoff,
right now.
the man who fooled the world. Born in 1938 in Queens, New York, Bernie Madoff started out as a legitimate success story. He founded his own investment firm in his 20s, built a reputation for brilliance on Wall Street, and even helped create the technology that powered modern trading. By the 1980s and 90s, Madoff was a financial superstar, respected, trusted, admired. Investors from around the world begged him to take their money. What they didn't know was that behind the polished image and calm smile, Madoff was running the largest Ponzi scheme in history. Instead of investing the billions people gave him, he used new investors' money to pay fake profits to old ones, creating the illusion of endless success. Banks, celebrities, charities, and even friends poured in their life savings. For decades, no one questioned him. Then came 2008. The financial crisis hit. Investors wanted their money back, and Madoff's empire collapsed overnight. He confessed to stealing over $65 billion, devastating thousands of families and wiping out entire foundations. He was sentenced to 150 years in prison, dying there in 2021, a man who went from Wall Street royalty to one of the most hated names in finance. So what do you think? Was Bernie Madoff a mastermind of manipulation, or the ultimate warning that greed always catches up in the end? Like, follow, and share for more.
So, do you think he was a grifter, or he took advantage of the fact that people are lazy? They don't want to double check. And obviously, he came from good stock. He knew the market. He helped invent certain things in the market. He knew the inner workings of the system. When you start knowing and you know the system and how it works, you start gaming it. When you know nobody can catch it.
I don't even think you need to know the system. If I can share this with you, this was from the movie, and I just want you to listen to it and listen to this.
I think I might have this one. We'll see.
One more thing about closing a deal. Always save your best play for last.
Everything we've looked at looks good, but no mention about the management fee at all.
That's right.
What do you mean that's right? Even if you want to go 50-50, it needs to be in writing.
No, we're not going to go 50-50.
Well then, we need to go back to the negotiating table, get the lawyers to draw up entirely new contracts, start from scratch.
You know, I don't think you really want to do that, Jeremy. Because we don't take any fees. We make our money on the trades. The management fees are all yours. I thought you understood that.
So, I suppose we should talk about the initial buy-in.
The gold standard in seduction. The moment your client starts to think he's the one getting one over on you.
He really just...
Yes.
After that, you couldn't stop them from giving you their money if you tried. One more thing about closing a deal.
So think about that. The rich people think they're getting over on him. So he tells them, usually when you do any, just to let you know about trades, they're saying, hey, you know, how are we going to get, we got to pay you this fee. And he saves that for last. He's like, fee? I didn't put the fee in there because there is no fee. Now the people are thinking, what the hell? We always pay the fee.
We always get charged fees.
Yeah, no, we're just going to give you off the money I make. Remember, there's no money out there. He's not making no money.
Advisory. It's a fraud.
Off of what I give.
It's a fraud.
Hold on, sorry. Go ahead.
He says, I make the fee off of what I give you, meaning off the percentage that you make, of which I just made up. And so they're so greedy. Like he said, I couldn't beg them to not give me their money because he found what they want. And that's what, guys, I want you to just understand what's going on with the YouTube scene, what's going on with life is these people are finding the thing that we want and that we desire, or a gap in something, and they're filling that gap, not with the truth, with the wish that we wish we could do it. Go ahead.
Correct. And let me finish off with Bernie with this one, and then we can jump right into another one. There's so many to pick and choose and go through. We might not get through them all today, but yeah, Grant Cardone is on the list, as well as, and I can't believe this dude is still around. Jordan Belfort.
You know what? Like he says, sweet lies are better than hard truth. Yes. And the person I know that you don't have in here is Derek. Well, go here. I'm going to talk about Derek Jackson when you get there.
Derek Jackson is more of a panderer for me than but I get what you're saying. Yes, he could fit right along in here, right along with Dr. Umar. They go hand in hand.
No, he's a fake guru. He's a coaching person because he coached these women. But go ahead. I'm sorry. We're going to get off.
Advisory. It's a fraud.
I've seen the trades.
They're fake. All fake. Basically just a big Ponzi scheme.
What's a Ponzi scheme?
Took money from some people and I gave it to others and there's nothing left.
Just so you guys understood what a Ponzi scheme is. Basically, you got to keep feeding that engine. Okay. And it starts to snowball to a point where you got to take more income. It's almost like Social Security right now. You got so many people that lived longer than we anticipated them living. And so more people have to work in order to pay in to Social Security to cover the ones that are already on and are going to be aging into it. And so that's the vicious cycle when it comes to a Ponzi scheme is you got to continue to feed that machine. And if you don't, eventually the house of cards will fall. And it just happened that the perfect storm was 2008. Not only was it Bernie Madoff, but it was also the real estate market that took a dump in 2008. And tons of people lost a lot of money. If you guys were alive then, you saw people that were retired, infinitely wealthy, that lost so much money in these funds. Some of them had to go back to work. But go ahead.
So the thing is, why do you guys believe in it? Why is it a belief? Because we want to believe. We want to believe this truth. I know I went off subject on this, but I want to bring this dude up because this is a little bit recent. And I'm going to share this with you guys. And note, all the time, it's not money is not always the fuel. Sometimes the belief in something that you just want something so bad that you believe it. This here is poetic black.
Yeah.
And what we're going to talk about is there was a gentleman that, if you remember, in California, Mr. Tendernism. Mr. Tendernism, baby.
Yeah.
We wanted to believe Mr. Tendernism. He come on. Where my glasses?
Right. Mr. Tendernism. Destination Barbecue.
One in the nation. Mr. Tendernism. Now, if you don't know who Mr. Tendernism is, there was a restaurant in California, Diamond Destination, and they made ribs, they made brisket, and it was fall off the bone. And he was the person who was the face of it. People went in lines and droves out there to see Mr. Tendernism. And then what they said was, hold up. Do a little background. Mr. Tendernism, we want to believe, man. Look, this brother, and we see the line so long. This old man, we calling him Unc. He got content creators going there. The lines are so long. Yeah. We want to believe he owns this place. We want to go there and, man, we want to go there and support him. Then we find out that Unc don't own it.
Right.
Well, then what do? They play into it. Well, yeah, no, Unc is a partner. You know, he's a spokesperson here. And Unc, he's the partner with us. You know, we do this together. Matter of fact, when
we could not get to Unc. Security said it was over with for the day. They said that he was filming something. I believe he was filming a podcast. We had $5,000 in cash or $4,000 in cash that we was gonna give him a hand. They didn't take it.
Keith Lee, trying to bless Unc with $4,000, exposed that Unc, Mr. Tenderism, was being used as a front, and he's actually not the real owner of the restaurant. And they say this owner finally came out and dissed Keith Lee for trying to give Unc that $4,000 tip.
Even the way that he approached it, he didn't ask for anybody else. There's a lot of people visible on social media. To offer a tip to a business owner was crazy. How are you going to tip a business owner? Tip the whole staff.
And now they saying that the owner has fired Mr. Tenderism after he posted a video of Unc looking sad as the owner put him on a plane and sent him back to his hometown.
Thank you for coming out here. You can't say you love me on camera. I love you, boy.
And this is exactly why it's so important to own your own business, to own your own recipes. This is exactly why ownership is so important, man.
But y'all wanted to believe so bad. Go ahead, throw mine up too. Y'all wanted to believe so bad that a black man can own a restaurant and make it that good. Y'all, that's the belief that they sold you the dream. They sold it to you, hook, line, and sinker. They sold it to you so bad when the guy was on there, he said, "Oh, that's the owner." I mean, why are you going to tip the owner? Meaning the guy was going to give him a $5,000 tip. And the owner said, "Why are you going to give it to him?"
Right.
Give it to everybody. Taking his money out his pocket. Let me hear what he got to say. This, and it got so bad. And people were online saying when they found out, look, he's not the owner. Unc, you need to do something. You need to brand a name. Do something. Mm-hmm. It was so bad that even Mr. Tenderism believed the hype.
And follow him, the original. He made sure to emphasize original and one and only.
Hey, this is official Mr. Tenderism coming to y'all. You know, I just got off the freeway kind of late at night, but I want to know y'all come on my page. Official Mr. Tenderism, Walter Johnson. Yes, sir. Y'all come on down now. I'm the Tenderism original, not nobody else. The original Tenderism. Booyah.
You got fired from your own spot. You had a whole hype. It's so bad now that they got a GoFundMe for my man.
Effect, man. Them people did my boy wrong, man. They did our favorite uncle wrong as hell, bro. But we not worried about none of that, man, because we already bought the building. We got it down here. We got the barbecue truck down here. So it's connected. However you want to do it. If you want to travel or he want to work straight out his restaurant, he can do it. You know, we've been on the phone. It's really happening, man. Them people did my man's wrong, bro. They exploited him. They exploited our uncle, man. They exploited him, man. They used him, man. These racist ass white people use so the fullest of what they can get out of him. And the second he stepped away because he was doing it out the heart, out the loyalty, they trademarked the word tenderism, fired him, and told him if he can't use it no more, we gonna sue him. So we.
Now I want you to hear what the gentleman said. They used him. They did him. No, brother. They didn't. You know why? Because Unc knew that the business wasn't in his name.
Mm-hmm.
He knew that he didn't trademark anything. He knew that he wasn't an owner. He knew that he was just the front. But just like anybody, just like they convinced you out there that Unc was the owner, they convinced him that he had a part in it. And then when he was no longer needed, from the streets you came and to the streets you shall return.
But this is what he did. Look, watch this.
All right, how y'all doing today?
Come on now.
All right, y'all.
They use him all the way up. Hey, you better put that online. It's going to be good.
All right, everybody's going on. What's up? 10 million. Yes, sir. Y'all here now?
I kind of have to.
Now that ain't the half of it.
Y'all hear me and hear me good. I'm gonna be honest with you. I have not felt like making an update on Mr. Tenderism, but because my first video went viral, over 30,000 likes and over 30,000 shares on Mr. Tennism, and that's just on one platform, I feel obligated to come back and do an update, despite the world that's crumbling around us. Here's your update, and then I'm done. There are a lot of misconceptions that the man, I don't know his name, let's just call him the man, I think his name is Nick, who's the owner of the restaurant, Destination Smokehouse, which has been canceled, in case you didn't get the memo. He tried to trademark the name Mr. Tennism that Walter, the mascot, has made a name for.
It don't matter.
God works in mysterious ways, and an attorney trademarked the name first before the man can trademark the name. Look how God works. Now the problem is that Walter has.
Now listen to this. She gonna hit a point that y'all need to listen to. Some of y'all act so proud you can't take something. And unfortunately, this man has an old mentality. I hope y'all listen to his mistake and don't repeat it in the future if somebody does something like this for you.
A cave mentality, and the attorney tried to give Mr. Tennism, Walter, the name, but he don't want it. He don't want it. And then not only that, Mr. Tennism made a video out of all the days on Martin Luther King Day.
Dr. Martin Luther King. Good man, wasn't he? Bring all people together. All people together.
Baby, listen. The bottom line is you can lead a horse to the water, but you can't make him drink it. Ooh, y'all, and I just remembered this one. Somebody messaged me and said that they saw Mr. Tennism in Walmart using his EBT card before they went viral. So that answers the question for all the people in the back who's saying he's a partner. He ain't no partner using no EBT card. So y'all, it just is what it is. You can't help people if they are stuck in a cave mentality.
You know, we can go to Stone Mountain, Georgia. And
that's the update. That's the update. God bless y'all. God keep y'all, and be safe. Good night.
She a little frustrated.
You can't be frustrated, you know, because it wasn't like he was tricked. He knew what the truth was.
But see, knowing what the truth is and knowing how to protect yourself are things that we need to be educating our community about. And that's one of the reasons why we're doing this live, is letting you guys know these things are out here and they're going to mislead you every which way they can. But you need to be able to understand, if you're doing something in business, you need to conduct it like business. Don't trust anybody. Get it in writing. Start looking at branding your stuff and buying into your business. You have to supply and buy into your own businesses. But go ahead.
No, just because people think just because I made something or I know it, that means I'm the first. No, that ain't how the law looks at it. Who got it there first? But the brother got the name. He got the damn name, and then he was going to give it to him. And then what? Your ego, your personality, your pride, whatever it is hindering you from what? Somebody convinced him, man, you don't need that. I got it for you, man.
I'm getting it mentality. But watch this. This is where you start looking at Steven, an old boy from the cotton fields. This is just like stepping.
One thing up right now. This my partner, Nick. He my brother. He my H-bone Tone. We gonna keep it that way. Hey, we don't need no hate. Look, don't hate on him. Don't hate on that we trying to take it.
I can take it. It's not about that.
Take that. Hey, look. Yeah. Hey, if y'all want to help something, send some good comments. Come down to Destination. It's in the southern part of California, City be very happy. I'm talking about Destination, one in the nation. Then you'll understand. This young man here, I forgot. As long as I live, I ain't gonna be always him. But however, let me tell y'all something. This guy here, He got all my love. You know what I'm saying?
Look at that.
Yeah, I'm
Look at
telling you,
Walk getting soft on us.
I'm telling you from another side. I don't do no hugging no more. Okay, anyway, let me get this straight. Me and him, boy, we gonna ride the house like Roy road trip. I'm out of here.
Everything going on, he's still stepping and fetching. And don't know no better. Sometimes it's not about education if you just don't know. And some people are hard-headed. They don't want to learn. And what you were talking about earlier, this is Cartel Low. He's the one that's...
Man, Texas tenderism is in full effect, man. Them people did my boy wrong, man. They did our favorite uncle wrong as hell, bruh. But we not worried about none of that, man, because we already bought the building. We got it down here. We got the barbecue truck down here. So it's connected. However he want to do it. If he want to travel or he want to work straight out his restaurant, he can do it. You know, we've been on the phone. It's really happening, man. Them people did my man's wrong, bro. They exploited him. They exploited our uncle, man. They exploited him, man. They used him, man. People use to the fullest of what they can get out of him. And the second he stepped away, because he was doing it out the heart, out the loyalty, they trademarked the word tenderism, fired him, and told him if he can't use it no more, we gonna sue him. So we breaking all that. That's dead. We done already trademarked another way to say tenderism. He good. We give him his own restaurant. He ain't gotta pay for nothing. We coming out of pocket for everything. All we ask y'all to do is, man, bless Unc Gang, man. Go send a couple dollars to Unc, man. Y'all already know what time it is. Let's get Unc going.
And I think he's in your area right now. He's in Dallas.
Well, that's a lot of competition over here. And the problem is,
I mean, you're talking about, you're talking about between Dallas and Kansas City, it's over with. It's real rough. It's a rough business being in the barbecue game. I'm trying to tell you, I already be there. I got about 4 or 5 different sauces and everything else. But and me and him on the side, man, he over there trying to cook brisket. We be comparing smoke rings and shit.
And sometimes you know, when you had a momentum, that's what it is. Right. Now you old news, and the people, instead of supporting you, they're gonna say, "I told you so. I told you so," and those aren't the people that help out anymore, because they told you so, and that's the bad part. Yeah, you know, people want to blame. Look, people want to blame this guy and say they used you. I can't say that. I can't. He was convinced, and this is what we're going to talk about all night. You were convinced. If you've never seen the movie Usual Suspects, please go watch The Usual Suspects, because that whole movie is a con of how I convince you what you want to hear. And that's what the detective in that movie said. Convince me. He said, all right, I'm gonna convince you. And you fall for it because you want to. And Unc fell for it. He fell for it, hook, line, and sinker. All the way. I know I had another one. I had him and you got somebody next. I'm trying to find somebody.
I mean, I don't want to go to the next topic till we get done with Mr. Tenderism. I got plenty of videos, but they're kind of redundant at this point. You know,
and I want to say, how can anybody be mad that he didn't own it? When he came out on his ads or his TikTok, he never said, I own it. You wanted to believe so bad that old man could own it. And he was so funny. He was funny. He was hysterical, man. He's a good old man. And you wanted to believe so bad that he was an owner that you put that label on him. Because, you know, I would hear it in the comments. Oh man, there's a black man out there. You know, there's a brother out there, and he owned his barbecue spot, and he's making all this money, and he's funny, man. You know, it's Unc out there, man. We calling him Unc because he family now. He family. They convinced you. Nobody in any video that I seen, in any video that he made, did he say he was an owner. But we convinced ourselves because we wanted to have it so bad. We wanted to have somebody to hold on to, that they making such good food that we want to go support them. We want to go do this. and then when you find out it wasn't,
What's
and
like
you
the
disappointed.
downside? How do you like walk into a
This
trap?
is who
The
you
biggest
really
risk with all these deals is running out of money. We're doing a full renovation. We're shutting down these properties.
That's later. Sorry. I was about to say this is who you really supporting the white boy, but that's the wrong one. Go ahead.
And if I could find out how they trick you, there's a guru and I could not find his name.
How they
And
trick you?
what he would do is this. He was selling products online. And he said he would look into the comments. And they would be like a LOL. They'd be like, ha, ha, ha. Like if I'm selling this pen and I say I got the lowest price pen. And the people would go into his comments and say, ah, ha, ha, I found product C, which is lower than your product. Ha, ha, I got it. And he's like, man, really? How did that happen? What they didn't know was he owned product A, product B, product C, and product D. So when he placed the product up there, you thought, I'm going to product D because it's lower and I'm going to get it over on you and I made the profit. And he like, I own them all. All I did was convince you that you were getting a better deal somewhere else.
No, he convinced them they wanted the pen. And once he had the line on the pen. It didn't matter where you brought it from. It was still his fucking pen.
Yeah, but they didn't know that. But they didn't know it.
I understand that. But and that's the bigger thing. He still convinced you that you wanted that particular pen. Regardless of where you brought it from, you still wanted that particular pen that he was marketing. Now, the smart thing on the back end was he owned all angles to have access to that particular pen. So it didn't matter. He was going to hit you at the high mark. And for those that don't do the research and they're lazy, he was going to get them at the high end. For those that wanted to go back and do the research and find a lower margin, he got them too. He covered all his bases.
But sometimes
the one thing they say is never ask a question you don't already know the answer before you ask it. That's the number one rule in sales. So what do you think they do? They ask you questions they already know that you're going to answer a certain way. There's a certain way in sales that you can always make them say yes. There's a certain way in sales that you can always make them say no, but you don't want them to. You want them getting in the habit of saying yes. So by the time you close the deal, it's easier for them to say yes.
But I don't even think that's the case. I just think that sometimes, and if I can find this pharmacist, I'll show it to you. But that's it. We always want to blame somebody else.
Is this the one or is this the one I had up?
I don't have one up. So.
Yeah, that was me. Let me put that one down. That's for later. That's when we get to Jordan. People still trying to sell that dude, man. I'm like, Jesus Christ. But you know what? Some of these guys are great in sales. They understood the psychology of a sale. And even though they went to the evil side of it, which they tried me on that shit. And I told them no. They wanted me to get my Series 6, Series 7. I have a fucking conscience. I want to be able to sleep at night. I don't want to make money when you're losing money.
But here's the thing. Sometimes man, if I can find this, I'm gonna try to find it. Sometimes it's not even about that. Like you said, you want to sleep at night. Sometimes it's not even about trying to sleep at night. I don't even have to convince you to do it. Like what Bernie said, they were wanting to give him all the money for it.
Yeah, because here's the thing. Once he already went down that road. So by the time he went down that road and he's showing 20, 25% fucking returns on his fucking portfolio, yeah, people are jumping in line because 25% returns, they'll give you your firstborn over 25% returns year over year. That's the game. If you get 5 to 7%, that's good. Somebody giving you guaranteed 20%, 25% returns on your investment, yeah, every day, all day long. You don't have to do shit besides open your doors and watch the fucking line of people come in saying, here, take my money.
But I'm saying, if I can find this, I'll find it. Let me see if I can just search.
Who are you looking at?
No person. Something I've seen. If I can find it. Okay, here we go. Here we go. This is going to be a little bit longer. Well, 1 minute.
That's all good.
1 minute.
Plenty of time.
And so what you're saying is you can't sleep at night because you're tricked.
No. I have a conscience, is what I said. I like to sleep at night. I started off
Do I not
selling.
have AD for what?
No. I started off
No, I'm
selling.
looking at somebody says my page. Let me give y'all my. I'm sorry.
You're on Fearless Talk Live right now, aren't you?
Yeah, and let me give him my other one.
Yeah,
I'll give you. I'm if I can put that in a private chat for you.
Yeah, I'll drop it in there. But I started selling cars, and that got me in the idea I would never buy a brand new car if you fucking paid me. It's a depreciating asset the minute you drive it off the lot. I don't care what you fucking financed it for. But some of the things that were going on in that fucking dealership, if you don't go in there with your own personal financing, if they get you in that finance department, you're fucked. Straight up. And so I knew they were putting deals together after I got done with that Foursquare, getting a square deal done for the person, down payment, how much their monthly payment should be guesstimated on their credit, all these things. They would go back and that finance department would rip them to shreds as far as higher interest rates, even though they sold it at a lower interest rate. They got more value out of that long-term loan if they raised up the rates. All the little bennies they put on in your fucking car. But then the minute you drive it off the lot, you're already fucking upside down in that truck or that car that you just bought. And after a while, I just could not do that anymore.
But it's not that. Sometimes it's and this goes and
money ain't that important to me like that. People will say, fuck that, I'm making money. I'm not that guy.
But I'm saying you don't even have to convince them. Let me see. Did I share that? And if you can put those in the if you can put that in there for me. Those pages in the chat. I'm sorry, guys.
I just loaded it and you took it down. Hold on. There you go.
So this is a pharmacist, and this is what I'm saying. It says scam, but it's really not.
I am a licensed pharmacist in 4 states, and beyond these doors, I'm going to dispel a scam that blurs the line between animal and human medication. This is something that shocked me as a pharmacist, and I came here to get an animal medicine, and I'll show you why. Right here, this is diphenhydramine. It's a 25 milligram tablet. You get 100 of them for $10. Now let's compare this to the human version. For the second part, we have to go to a human pharmacy and get some. Right here is what we want. So this is diphenhydramine 25 milligram tablets. You get 365 tablets here, and it's $7.27. The reason why I became skeptical of these products is right here, the inactive ingredients. You can see the pupper version on the bottom that's made for dogs, and the human version on top that's made for humans. Again, same active ingredient. Now, do you notice anything about the inactive ingredients? Yeah, they're identical. Yep, nice and bright and pink. And this is the human version. Yep, take a look at the human version. They're the exact same pill. These came out of the same factory. I am a licensed pharmacist in 4 states, and beyond these doors, I'm going to...
So all they did, and this is what I'm talking about, guys.
Repackaging.
It's the packaging.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's just the packaging. Meaning, I don't even have to lie to you. That pharmacy did not lie to anyone. They just packaged it to the right person. So when someone said, can anybody be deceived? Or all it is the packaging. That's how they convinced them. This will help your dog out. And I'm going to charge you 10 times more for 10 times less because you think that's for my animal. And all they took was the same drug and put it somewhere else. The same thing what anyone else does. I am convinced that and this is, we're talking about Derek Jackson now. If you don't know who Derek Jackson is, he was a guru who said men are bad. Men are shame. You shouldn't do that to men. If you're a man, you should be taking care of that woman. Every lie that every woman wanted to hear, he told them. Everything that they wanted to hear validated, he validated for them. When they said, I can't find a good man, he said, there are no good men. No, men aren't doing this. You're right, lady. You're a good woman, and you don't need to be lowering your standards for nobody. He cheated on you, huh? That's not a good. You don't deserve a man who would cheat on you. He wrote books about it. He had consultations and seminars. And you know what he did? He was cheating on his wife. He was cheating on his wife in the back seat of cars with other people. He was cheating all over. And you know why he could do it? Because they wanted to believe what he was saying was true. And and here's even how bad it got. I cheated. And it was wrong. It was wrong. And I'm one of those guys who I'm one of those guys that you should have stayed away from. And now you need to buy my book again so I can tell you how I did it. He got them going and he got them coming because they wanted to believe. And that's all it is. Every guy we're talking about on here has convinced you that what you want is it. Thanks, Expat. I got a few channels out there. Hopefully, did you put them all? Oh, you ain't put them all up? Oh,
I got two up. Hold up now. That whole link that you sent me was a hyperlink. Not even a hyperlink. It was a machine language. So I had to go back and clip each one. So give me a second, brother. I'm
and while you're doing that, I want to play this. We talked about this gentleman before. And
we talked about Anton.
Yeah, we're gonna talk about Anton. We're gonna talk about Anton. I think I got Anton on here. Let's see, 309.50. Let's go to 309.50. 309.
You up right now.
All right. A little bit before that. Now, this is Anton. Now, a lot of y'all believe we done it and said Anton was rich, he was wealthy, he did all of these things. And I want you to hear what Anton says. When you say, oh man, why are you doing this, Anton? There's only two snippets.
You got me fucked.
So let me turn it up a little bit.
I told her just like that.
This is a better, the real conversation is why y'all so insecure?
No, it's not. I'm insecure. I was raised that way. I'm not insecure.
What do you mean?
Because my husband.
Listen. This is the way I look at it, Ty.
Okay.
This is the way honest to God, this is the way I look at it. I look at everything as content.
Everything.
Could she go courtside with another man?
He looked
at she's not a content creator.
Everything is content. Meaning he gonna make you believe on here. He was telling Tasha K that I was gonna flirt with you. And so not only that, when y'all so upset about what his wife is doing, let me tell you how hurt and everything his wife is. 31, 53, 31. When asked his wife about this, listen.
Of content trolling alone?
But look where it got him. We're here with you because of it.
True. True. Because I wouldn't have called you unless it was, you know.
So why would we stop?
Now, the question was, why would you let your husband do this? Why would he said, you got all this money. If you got all this money and you're a millionaire, why is it that you got to do all this controversy stuff? You got to bring this girl to front row and you got to do this. And his wife said, look where it got us. We here with you. That lets you know that some people will sell their soul to do it. That you believe this and all these hypes and all these videos you making and this, and they laughing at you because they saying, we here with you. We popular. Cha-ching on everything you say. They cha-ching.
Let me show you where he starts to contradict himself, but he sold himself, like you just said, for the dollar.
The point that I'm making is this, and they say it all the time, and it is absolutely true. The character of a man is tested when he gets resources. The character of a man is tested when he has everything. right? So even if it was true, what you said, let's say I never could get a girl that had a pocket protector in my pocket and the whole 9 yards. And I'm cool with that, right? Because I don't think it's a badge of honor to sleep with a whole lot of women. I think the badge of honor is to have a level of dick discipline and to realize their value as a man. But let's just say hypothetically that that's true and I had a pocket protector, right? Then that would mean that once I started getting resources and attention, that would mean that I would start to break out and it would start to be a different story because that's not what I'm used to, right?
And you did.
So how am I able to maintain a level of character and civility, and how come
that was then?
How come my chick don't worry about me?
Bruiser.
Because you never switched up.
So
he remained consistent. And plus, he got it. Once you, like you said, when you had the resources, you got a lot to lose. So that's when you really
exactly.
This dude's that fumble every single day.
He vowed.
So he just told you right there. You know, he was not supposed to, but he flipped. He flipped for the money. And he brought his wife right along with him. He taught her the game and said, look, I'm going to do some polarizing shit and it's going to look one way, but we're doing it for the bag. We're doing it for content. We're doing it for our legacy. We're doing it for our fucking retirement, whatever their little agreement is. And that's the whole thing. If you don't have an understanding with your wife, then yeah, that can be a problem. If you do, and she's on board, you can get away with bloody murder when it comes to perception and things on YouTube. You don't give a fuck what anybody thinks. Y'all riding and dying together. You get what I mean? Y'all building together, regardless of how it looks. Ain't nobody in your house paying your bills. Who gives a fuck?
And y'all believe it every day. You know how y'all know I believe it every day? Because I see women online saying, oh, I wish I had a relationship like them. They so perfect. What was that couple that just he had an affair? Oh, they got a lovely relationship. They're always together. They loving each other.
I'm trying to remember what you're referring to.
I'll find it, but don't worry about it. But that's, you want your life to be perfect like their life so bad that you start admiring their life and think their life is real when it's not real.
I mean, it could be real for you, but you better be a good communicator. You better get her on board for everything, or she can make it look like you fucked it up and then y'all both lose the bag. He loses his reputation. Y'all go through a divorce. She thinking she getting over. But again, who's going to ride with you after that?
And that's Dresmond Scott is the person.
Oh, okay.
The Dresmond Scott guy, they had the perfect place, the perfect, she was always doing these skits, and she had like a
right. Here's the other side of it. Here's the other side of that. Same.
I do it for a greater purpose. You know what I'm saying? I know that in order for me to be able to tell other people that they got to move a certain type of way, or to give them the blueprint on how it is that they can be successfully married, I have to be a reflection of the thing that I advocate for. So it's different from me. You know what I'm saying? So it doesn't mean that I don't love beautiful women around me. It don't mean that I'm not going to that I don't check out chicks or whatever, so on and so forth or whatever. I just don't believe that A, they not worth my time. B, they ain't even close to the quality of the woman that I have. C, I also want to be the man that I would love for my daughter to marry. And then D, I have a higher expectation on my life, and I esteem myself greater than what normal people would esteem themselves. So I just hold myself to a higher standard than other people do.
Now, perception-wise, you would think he fumbled that because he said this in the past. Obviously, his performance, perception-wise, he's failing. But that's not the ticket. His wife is on board with everything. So that's a whole nother spin. If his wife is on board and they have a plan in order to grift or get ahead by polarizing everybody who's on YouTube, but they know it's an act and they're giggling in the background together while they getting paid off of y'all, no harm, no foul. The two people that matter are him and his wife. But perception-wise, the man's not worth anything he says. He doesn't honor his word. Or does he? Whose word does he have to keep it to? Y'all or just his wife and him? That's the other thing. Why does anybody have to promise you anything? If you ain't earning it on your own, you just going to openly trust people because they look successful? Who said they had to be loyal to you? Unless they're licensed like I was as a fiduciary and I could do no harm and I had to do what was in the benefit of my client more than me. If they're not licensed, if they don't have some kind of honor system where they can be held accountable and go to jail for it, why are you trusting these guys?
Because it's not trust. It's I want to be, what does he call it? Anton says, I have the bag chasers. Well, I want to be a bag chaser. I want to have the money just like Anton. I want to do it. What can I do? He's going to show.
Lo and behold, he had seed money coming in from a trust based on his father dying, but nobody talks about that part. He just skips ahead from 2019 on. All of a sudden, he's wealthy. Y'all don't even know how that came about. Y'all think he got it out the mud? No, he didn't get it out the mud.
But again, it doesn't matter if he did or didn't. People will still be there.
Perception precedes real knowledge. That's all I can say. Perception precedes real knowledge. And then after he gets it, takes a couple courses, understands how to do something, and then boom, all of a sudden he's a fucking expert.
Because people only see what they want to see.
Right. I agree with you. The classic shell game. Verbally. They're mind fucking y'all. What you want to run up next? Who you on? What we want to do?
I can't. Go who you? It don't matter to me. We can go. Just keep going down the line.
Let's go to our boy Grant, Mr. Real Estate. We're gonna do some Grant Condo. Let's see if I can find his first video.
And then after that, let's go to our pilot, our flight pilot.
Oh, the jets and the religion.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Hold on. Here
Because
it is.
we want to show you that people think it's people that's dumb, and we want to encompass it all, from the rich, the poor, the healthy, the people who are sick, the religious. We all getting tricked.
About you right now. The savings rate this month hit a low of 2.7%. This is an unbelievable and ridiculous warning sign that I told you about last week.
The person that has $236.
Invest it all in yourself. You're already broke. Don't hold on to $236. Our parents, they taught us to save money. You know?
Yeah,
This is
100%.
stupid. I want to bank cash, man. I need money. I need emergency funds.
A safety net is one of the first goals any investor should establish in fund. We recommend that everyone should save regularly towards some kind of safety net.
It just doesn't make any sense. Save your money. Prepare for a rainy day. It fucking don't rain here. I need to treat money like it's sacred. The savings rate in this country was over 6.5% for 30 years. Now it's collapsed again. What are you doing?
I'll never forget, these guys paid $12,000 each to sit in that chair.
$12,000 to sit in a fucking chair and learn from this guy. God damn. I'm in the wrong business. I need to get my hair transplant done, get back in the gym, put my suit back on, and start selling again. God damn.
Because why? I believe if I pay that money, that somehow I'm going to be as rich as him, because he's going to convince you that's going to happen.
Look at their ugly faces. Look, man, you're spending money on junk when you don't need it. Look at my little things, man. I know guys walking around with $500 and $600 headphones, and I got my little freebies that came with my phone. Why? What's the difference?
So this is a 13-passenger Gulfstream. It retails for about $61 million.
Truth is, most people don't like money. I know they don't like money. You know how I know they don't like money? Because as soon as you get some, you get rid of it. You buy shit with it.
I mean, it's crazy. When you start putting stuff on a jet, it's bizarre. Like this door was not in here. This door right here, believe it or not, cost $850,000 to put in.
America is back to the savings rate that it was at back when we had this problem in 2008. When people were buying Porsches and cars and country clubs. Dude, it was out of hand.
10 years ago, all they used in these planes was really dark, heavy wood. Probably cost $1 million to replace the wood.
You know, my father told me when I was 6 years old, he said, watch the pennies, the dollars will take care of themselves.
Okay, help me out here. A penny saved is? A penny is a penny. Okay, your mama got real complicated here. A penny is a penny, and if you spend time with them, you'll end up with nothing.
When you watch pennies and nickels and dimes and quarters, when you watch that, you're going to pay attention to the bigger flows. People that are not disciplined with money don't end up with money. People that waste money on dumb things don't end up with money. There's something universal about money. Waste it, somebody else gets it.
So if you're down to your last $1,000, this offer today is $9.97, grantcardone.com/shark. Okay?
Yeah.
You're down, a guy's sitting there right now watching this and I got my last grand, dude, and I got Christmas coming. Should he spend it on this? Absolutely. I would tell you the same thing.
That's a whole bunch of word salad.
But here's the thing, and I am a firm believer. I know someone says, you know, you don't need coaching. I think you do. I have no problem. So let me tell you this.
You don't
I have
pay
no
for
problem with
coaching
somebody
now.
getting coaching. The problem is a lot of people pay people, let's say, to get rich. They're paying somebody to tell them how to get rich. And the only way that they've gotten rich is by you donating to them
to teach them how to get rich.
Correct. So if I say, hey, I'm going to sell a real estate course, but I never had any real estate, and I've gotten rich, not by real estate, but I've gotten rich by selling a real estate course. No, that ain't how you do it. That's not how you do it.
And this is how the industry starts identifying liars.
He and I have gone head to head with each other. I don't put much worth in his words. And you can buy apartment houses, but you don't have to buy an apartment house. The reason he says that is because he wants to sell you an apartment house. You know, they make.
Now you caught what he said. Now everybody doesn't necessarily like and get along with Dan either. So at the end of the day, you got to look in between the words and listen to what he's saying. The grift is he's not really trying to teach you how to sell or buy real estate because he knows you ain't going to get the financing. He wants you to back his fund so he can go out and buy real estate. And you'll get a small portion of that. Right now, as it sits, Grant Cardone has almost $600 million in assets that you guys all helped him get.
Somebody to buy a house, but if they stop working, that house starts taking money from their pocket. There's nothing to do with apartment houses. He got that idea from me, I know that. He's a smart boy, he's a good salesman. He sells apartment houses. He wants to put you in his deals. So that's, to me, that's kind of a promotion, if you know what I mean.
Correct.
I mean, it's the same thing if you guys look in real estate itself. McDonald's ain't about McDonald's. McDonald's is about the real estate that the fucking McDonald's sit on. They're real estate holders. They're not about the McDonald's. You're the franchisee. You buy the property. Well, I'm sorry. You lease the property from McDonald's. You build a building and all those things. But guess what? If you go belly up, McDonald's still owns that land.
Or you convince, and you know, I know a lot of
401ks are a scam.
All right, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
No, I want you to finish your point, and then I'll put.
A lot of people make money off of Bitcoin, but the reason Bitcoin becomes so popular is you believe that it's there.
It has an associated value.
Correct.
And that's how
once that value goes, everything goes.
Yeah. And if you know the real story, I can kick myself in the ass for not investing. But once I started understanding finances and understanding how Bitcoin got kicked off, and how the value of it's perceived value. Everything about Bitcoin is perceived fucking value. And it started off one night while they were writing code. They wanted some fucking pizza. So they call up a pizza joint and say, hey, we have this digital currency we're developing right now. Would you take a couple Bitcoin for some pizzas? Some fucking pizzas started off the evaluation of perceived value for a digital currency. That is wild to me. And that's what started to ball down the hill.
I don't think that's how it started, but I'm going to help you out.
I'm telling you, find the story.
Saving money's a scam.
Start off
401ks are a scam. The IRAs are a scam. Going to college is absolutely a scam. I was talked into a life insurance policy when I was 20 years old.
Wow.
And to save money and to start making investments in a 401k. These are complete ridiculous.
I was taught that too.
For anybody 20 or 30 years old, maybe 40 years old, maybe ever.
Go ahead.
No, I mean, it start off with it's called Onion. So the silk web. So people needed to be able to buy stuff so it couldn't be traced. That's
right. I understand decentralization and centralized money.
No, I'm saying that's how it started, where people were buying drugs and everything on the internet through
right. But I'm talking about when they were first writing the code in order to utilize it in those decentralized ways. You know, they were worrying about the banking industry when they first started writing the code and setting up something that was outside the banking industry because of the fees and everything the banks were doing. So these guys got together and started writing code for a secured way of holding money in this digital way. But as they were doing that and it was developing, before it took off, the drug dealers wanting to use it and everybody else wanting to use it, it was just code on the blockchain. Had no perceived value at that point until they started to put it out there for that. Hold on. You just got to listen to the grift as you fucking listen to these guys talking. It's hard to hear if you just take simple logic, but if you've been in some type of sales or understand pitches.
Capital we created because so many people say, hey, I want to invest in real estate the way you do. I don't have the time. I don't have the money. Can't find the deals. A bunch of my wealthy friends that, you know, they're running businesses. They're like, I don't have time.
By the way, the guy he's talking to right now, that's Jordan Belfort, the Wolf of Wall Street. If he don't know how to identify a pitch, nobody will. So he's sitting here running his game down to the main guy that was shorting everybody, Jordan Belfort.
The Cardone Capital we created because so many people say, hey, I want to invest in real estate the way you do. I don't have the time. I don't have the money. Can't find the deals. A bunch of my wealthy friends that, you know, they're running businesses. They're like, I don't have time to go find real estate, you know. People that live in California, they're like, there's no way you can buy this shit around here because you never own this stuff. Like the tenant owns this.
Right.
You buy this place right here and try to rent it out, he doesn't have to pay you and you can't get him out in this state. Here in New York, you can't get people out. So you don't really own the property. So anyway, we created Cardone Capital. We've raised $223 million.
Do you raise from accredited investors or unaccredited or both? Anyone?
In 20 months.
In 20 months.
Without paying a fee.
What type
you know what that takes.
That's great. So what
$220 million.
Who's your typical investor?
Non-accredited and accredited.
Okay.
So you're trying to get an answer out of this guy legitimately is like pulling teeth. That's why Grant kept on saying, is it accredited, non-accredited? Because when you understand the terms of how things are being done in the background, you know who's lying, who's telling the truth. And since Jordan's really good at lying, he can identify another fucking liar. But go ahead.
No, let me, I'm getting one here. It's taking a second. I don't know why this is coming up.
All right, let me see if I can pull up another one.
But I disagree with that.
Okay.
Because what you're saying is one, let me, hold up. Come on, show. Come on. Man, I don't know what, this thing is just not loving me in the background. I'm sorry, guys. If I can get him to talk. I'm gonna show you this. And sometimes it's not what it is. It's you're saying, oh, he's a con artist, you can't get him. But I'm gonna show you when somebody wants something so bad, and this is why women fall for this.
Hold on. I'm sorry, I'm in a different window. Go ahead.
Now, I want you to listen to this dude and see what he did.
And while I was there, I ran into a gorgeous model, a well-known model at that time. And one of the guests came over and said, kind of have to watch her. He said, if you were thinking about taking her back to your room this evening, it would cost you a great deal of money, so watch yourself.
A ladies' evening. Yeah.
Right. So when I got talking with her, I said, how much would it cost me to take you back to my room for the rest of the evening? And she said, well, how much do you think I'm worth? Being 18, I had no idea how much she was worth. But
about $50.
But I offered $300, and she said, no, that's
I'd go back to your room with you for $300.
She said that's a little bit too low. So I said, okay, well, what if I doubled it and made it 600? And she said, well, that's a little more like it. I said, I'll tell you what, we'll be here all night. I tell you what, why don't you just take me back to your hotel room for 2 hours, and I'll pay you $1,000 in cash in advance. She said, let's go. So we went back to her hotel, and she was opening her door, and I said, now I'll be right back. She said, wait a minute, where are you going? I said, well, I don't carry $1,000 on me. I'm going downstairs in the lobby, cash a check, I'll be right back. She said, this hotel isn't going to cash a check at this hour of the morning for $1,000. I said, first of all, I own 35% of this hotel. Never been in it in my life, of course. And I said, this is a cashier's certified check. I said, just like gold, they'll cash it. She said, let me see. This is a cashier's check. Why don't you just make it out to me? I said, are you crazy? I said, this check is for $1,400. We already agreed on $1,000. So she gave me 400 change, and that's what it cost me.
Well, let me tell you what happened. Y'all didn't get it.
I already did. Go ahead.
Yeah, if y'all didn't get what happened, this woman was so interested in this money, and he said, I'm gonna pay you $1,000. He's a con artist. He gives her a check for $1,400 and says, here go $1,400. You can go cash it in the morning. She gives him $400. The cashier check is fake. He got $400, had sex with her, and left. She paid him to have sex because she was so greedy, thinking I'm about to make $1,000 that I'll take it. Yep. And instead end up paying him $400. That's how you get conned, because you only interested in the end result. Go ahead with the preacher, man. Go ahead with the preacher, because
you want to do Kenneth Copeland first.
Yeah, do Kenneth Copeland,
and we can keep pausing. So now we're getting into prosperity preaching. All these pastors teaching wealth, and God will save you.
Because it's a promise. If I can promise you, and this is how religious works, if I can promise you that here goes some holy water, and that holy water done removed everything, and I'm gonna get you to heaven, oh man, I'm ready to go. Go ahead to Kenneth.
He's coming.
Why you don't want to fly commercial? Why have you said that you won't fly commercial? You said that it's like getting into a tube with a bunch of demons. Why do you think that?
No, listen to me just a second. Of course. Not the people. The main reason is because of the need. If I flew commercial, I'd have to stop 65% of what I'm doing. That's really the main.
Isn't it true that you want to fly commercial so that you can fly in luxury? How much money did you pay for Tyler Perry's Gulfstream jet, for example?
Well, for example, that's really none of your business, but...
Isn't it the business of your donors?
Listen.
I
paid.
Hold on, I'll pause it. Go ahead.
No, I'm just saying, I want y'all to hear this.
Yeah.
How he can justify. There's poor people, there's nothing out there. And he can justify how much he paid. I just wanted to hear how he justified this. Just listen.
Yeah, while we taking a break, hit the like button. It's free.
It's
not
free.
asking for much. Just hit the like button. Subscribe to each of our channels. We appreciate it.
You kind of caught me off guard here. Okay.
Certainly. Well, if you'd like to come out here, I'd like to give you a chance to catch your breath and have a conversation. We don't want to catch you off guard.
I love Inside Edition. You got to get this now. Hey, you listening to me? My wife thinks Inside Edition is, oh yeah. Now, thank you, Lord. Help me. Let me pray.
Well, let me just ask you a really simple question. A lot of people think it's unbecoming for a preacher to live a life of luxury and to fly around in private jets. What's your response to that?
Very simple. It takes a lot of money to do what we do. We have brought over 100, let's see, the latest figures just came out, 122 million people to the Lord Jesus Christ.
122 million?
Let me give you another example.
Did you hear that, Peter?
Last May, I was scheduled for Lagos, Nigeria. That's a long ways. I had a week off, and I was scheduled for Peru.
What?
And I prayed about it, and I thought,
and God,
I'm not missing that dedication in Jerusalem. Without the airplane that we had that I bought from Tyler Perry, and I didn't pay anywhere. And Tyler's one of the greatest guys.
Tyler's a good guy.
He made that airplane so cheap for me. I couldn't help but buy
I couldn't help it, man.
Well, my question then, okay, all right, but I want to get to the demons because people are very concerned about that comment.
Give me a chance here, Inside Edition. I love your eyes. And
I love your eyes.
Yeah.
Oh.
And Tyler Perry made that plane so cheap. I mean, it was so cheap. It was only $8 million. I mean, I had to do it. Now, what could I not do?
Man, you parishioners, I swear to God.
Here's what happened. We flew in 21 days, 70 hours, 40,000 miles, touched 5 continents, and preached face-to-face personally.
Face-to-face person.
With 125,000 people.
And all you had to do was an internet broadcast and do the same thing.
And imagine if you didn't fly there, you just got a charity to give them some money.
Yeah.
But go ahead.
Do you ever use your private jets to go visit your vacation homes, for example?
Yes, I do.
Okay. Again, getting back to the comment, you said that you don't like to fly commercial because you don't want to get into a tube with a bunch of demons. Do you really believe that human beings are demons?
No, I do not. And don't you ever say I did.
Oh, my Lord Jesus, don't curse me.
We wrestle not with flesh and blood.
No, you're not breaking that.
Principalities and powers.
Can you explain what you meant by that term then? Just explain, because it's really simple. You said you didn't want to get into a tube with a bunch of demons. What did you mean?
Yeah. Brother. Hey, I'm a devout. Listen, go ahead.
I'm just saying, you a pastor. Where else would you want to be? Wouldn't you want to be with the demons so you can get them out? I mean, you're
supposed to go into those places and draw them out. That's what I was told.
You don't preach to the choir. Wouldn't you want to preach to the people who need you?
You got to go out and get the sinners.
But the sad thing is, his flock of people will believe that
sinned against you, my Lord.
Hold on, go ahead. I'm just
they will believe it. They will go with it. They will justify it and do it. Because why? I have been convinced that this is the person that's going to get me to heaven. That what this person said, because it's faith. I told you can be tricked into anything. And I know old people who cannot pay their bill, who will get on that phone on Sunday morning, call in, and they get the prayer cloth that he done prayed over. They send you a little tube of water with some prayer cloth.
Oh, not the prayer or in the prayer cloth. Yeah. Oh, Lord Jesus.
And they believe it. They got faith, and that's it. And the
oil came from the wailing walls of Israel.
And they believe it. And that is something that power of belief, that power that something can happen, that this is going to change my life. This is going to happen. This person can make me rich because they did it. And the reason, if what does it say? I can always take a little bit. If you give, you're getting 10 times more. And you can see that this pastor got a jet. And so he must really believe. My faith isn't strong enough. So I got to believe more. I got to get it. And that's how they convince you. These gurus and all of that. Their receipts, he got rich off of you. Nothing he did. But go ahead with Jimmy.
Now, I'm telling you, Jimmy was one of my idols growing up. It was so disappointing to hear all the things that he was starting to go through with him sinning, sleeping with that, I think she was a porn star, falling from grace in the church. Man, it was rough for me as a child, watching all these pastors fall one after another. I had to do some self-reflection. What is it about this religious stuff? What is it about this Bible being in front of so many people?
I have sinned against you, my Lord.
Okay, TV evangelists can be a little over the top, but Creflo Dollar's appeal for a private jet may take the cake.
We are believing for 200,000 people to give contributions of $300 US or more.
Doing the math, that's $60 million. The head of the World Changers megachurch in Atlanta asked for the donations in this almost 6-minute video, dubbed Project G650, as in Gulfstream 650. Dollar's already a high flyer.
We're about to land in Nairobi, Kenya.
But it seems his current jet, built in 1984, is showing its age. Engine trouble on a flight to Australia, and more recently, when his wife and daughters were taking off from London, it went off the runway.
It's not like a car where you can pull over on the side when something goes wrong. And I knew it was time to begin to believe God for a new airplane.
It didn't take long for the story of the Jesus jet, as some have dubbed it, to take off, and not in a good way. This woman is a former parishioner. She showed up Sunday to protest, but got told to leave church property.
Creflo didn't have a jet when I was here, and now he has one, and he's asking for another one.
But parishioner Mary Jones, who takes the bus to church, says she'd happily.
Here's that old faithful parishioner right here.
Listen to this.
What you got?
This woman
to dollar
is taking a bus to church. A bus. Public transportation. I mean, you don't got no car, you ain't got nothing. You taking a bus and you giving money to buy a man a jet. Boy, you guys will fall for anything. Go ahead, brother.
Jet drive.
Most definitely. Most definitely. We support our pastor. That's what we're here for.
Dollar asked parishioners to give 10% of their income to.
Did you hear how she said that? We support our pastor. That's what we are here for. Not the pastor's here to serve them, but they're there to serve the pastor. Don't you think that's a little backwards? Now, I did hear some things about being a member at Creflo Dollar's church. He looks at your taxes. He makes sure that you pay your 10%, your fair share. And if you don't, you get excommunicated out of the church. Now, he holds you to a higher standard. If anybody lives in Atlanta and knows that, has gone to that church, please let us know. But I'm telling you, he holds you as a parishioner to a higher standard.
To the church, but gives no public accounting of how the millions are spent. MinistryWatch.com is a website that helps donors tell financially the good from the bad.
We have in the past identified 30 of the top ministries and 30 of the worst ministries. And unfortunately, Creflo Dollar fell into the worst category. And the main reason for that was his lack of financial transparency.
To find out more of how Dollar wants to spend his dollars, I called Daniel Jennings. He's a big seller of private jets.
This isn't kind of an entry-level jet. It's not even a mid-level jet.
This is the top of the game jet.
The Gulfstream 650 is the largest, longest distance, second fastest private jet in the world. And to get one, Dollar may need more than money. He might need divine intervention. The wait for a new one is 4 years. And there are only 4 used ones for sale in the entire world.
If I wanted to buy a gently used one, what do you think that did?
Gently used one.
Low 70s, 71, 72 million.
Do they finance?
That's the end of that one. That's crazy. But hey, and I was one of those people. I mean, like I said, I grew up in the church, and this is my mother's favorite.
Has been the subject of investigations by the United States Senate and numerous media outlets, but rarely has the televangelist and faith healer Benny Hinn granted an interview to defend himself. Until tonight. He is perhaps the biggest televangelist in the world. Benny Hinn has preached to tens of millions of people all over the planet. His television show airs in 200 countries every day.
Come on, lady. She can walk without the wheelchair, without the cane.
The core of his appeal, his claim that God uses him to miraculously heal the sick.
The people are so hungry for God here, my God. Whoa.
But so you got to explain this to me. How does it work? Are you saying that the Holy Spirit enters you and you can heal people?
Well, I'll try to explain that to you. The anointing, which is God's power, comes on me. Yes, I can actually feel it. And people start getting healed. You'd be amazed some of the things I hear on that platform, from the cancer, the pain is gone, this is gone. I was sitting on my wheelchair and I can walk now, such things like that.
Hinn was born to a Christian family living in Israel. As a young man, he became a devout evangelical. He now controls a ministry that collects an estimated $100 million a year in donations from people who Hinn has convinced that God heals through him. People have called you a con man, a fraud. So let me just put the question to you bluntly. Okay. Are you taking advantage of people who are profoundly religious and also vulnerable because they're in physical pain for your own personal enrichment?
Well, I'm glad you're asking. Let me tell you something. I would not do this for money. If people think I would do this for money, after all the misery I've had to go through.
What misery?
Oh, dear God. You're a human being like me. How would you like to be called all those names? I mean, who wants that?
Never come back, and there it goes.
What you're asking is, am I using the so-called lie that healings really happen so I can make money?
Correct.
Okay. Of course not. You cannot fool all the people all the time, right?
You don't need to fool all the people all the time. You just need to fool some people sometimes.
Well, okay, that's okay. I understand that. But I will tell you this. I think if I was fooling the people over 35 years of it now, I would have been caught already fooling them. Is the pain gone?
Everything's gone. Everything's gone.
Hinn admits he doesn't have any medical verification of any of the healings, and in fact, some of the supposed healings have turned out to be not real at all.
In Jesus' sweet name.
9-year-old William Vandenkolk claimed his failing eyesight had improved at this Hinn crusade in 2001.
As soon as God healed me, I could see better.
William is now 17 and still legally blind.
I'd say I was caught up in the moment.
Jesus.
Being as young as I was, thinking I could actually be getting my vision back.
Yep.
Yeah, mine
His
too.
name's William, and he still can't see.
These are things I cannot explain because I am not the healer. I'm human like you.
Of course not.
I make mistakes like anybody else.
Hinn says God does the healing, not him, and that he is therefore not responsible for what people claim on stage. But as I continue to press him, his publicist starts to interrupt angrily.
What are some of the other issues besides healing I want to be discussing?
He just said I can ask him whatever he wants.
No, I'm really fine with that.
In a moment, the conversation gets even more heated.
Ron, I'm really enjoying this, and this is important.
When I ask about the ongoing Senate investigation into Hinn's lavish lifestyle, funded in part by tax-free donations from the faithful. 2 years ago, the U.S. Senator Chuck Grassley launched an investigation into 6 major televangelists, including Benny Hinn. The question, are Hinn and his colleagues using tax-free donations from believers to fund lavish lifestyles? Hinn had never granted an interview on this topic until he sat down with us. Jesus Christ may have lived in poverty, but Benny Hinn lives large, in part off of tax-free donations his ministry collects from his followers.
The blood of Jesus!
The criticism is that you're leading a lavish lifestyle.
Of course. It's always been that, by the way. That criticism is nothing new.
Well, let's talk about that.
Okay, let's.
As a follower of Jesus, you fly in a private plane.
Yes, I do.
You're staying right now in one of the fanciest hotels in New York City.
Yes, I am.
You wear
clothes.
very nice clothing. So, do you not have any misgivings about that?
No. Look, you know, there's this idea, supposedly, that we preachers are supposed to walk about with sandals and ride bicycle. That's nonsense.
She came out of it. She's healed by the power of God.
Do you never have moments where people are writing out checks to you or filling out cards with their credit card information, and you're thinking, you know what, these people just can't afford it. They're doing this because they're desperate, and I shouldn't take this money.
Well, what you're saying to me is I should reject their money because I'm fake?
I'm not saying that. Okay. I'm asking you.
If I was fake, I would absolutely give them back the money.
Not that I'm getting into the
But I believe that God called me to preach the gospel.
Not that I'm getting into the chat, but give me a second. One, put my Cash App in the chat for me. I mean, I'm thinking if y'all donating to these people who get you to heaven, I'm giving you some knowledge, and I need that.
Right there at the bottom of the screen, y'all hit our Cash Apps.
Hit that Cash App.
I want to give it to the ministers.
Yeah, I want that because if y'all can donate to them, I want y'all to donate. Now, I'm going to say this, and so one, I want to know from the people in the chat. I think somebody said something about they give to was it Darlene Joyce Meyer?
Joyce Myers.
Yeah, they give to Joyce Meyer. They give to these people. Why? I want to know why. What information are they giving to you that you feel that you got to give to them? Number two. Somebody said Dr. Sebi was murdered. What makes you think that Dr. Sebi was correct? How do you know that he wasn't just scamming you? That his mucus was just all hot tooey.
Jesus Christ.
I'm saying it because a lot of us believe for no reason, just to say, this is what it is. This is how it gets us. Why?
But here's the thing. Some things are knowledge-based and some things are faith-based. And then that's the whole thing. Are you educating yourself and are you putting everything in faith? You know, I had to say I'm a Sebi guy.
But why?
I'm a Sebi guy.
Why?
Because I understood what he was talking about with the different chemicals that are put in our foods nowadays, the different genetic mutations that they've done in order to take seeds out of certain plants and everything else, where that starts to distort your own internal genetics and it starts making people fatter. People are getting bigger. The size of human beings are way larger than they used to be back in the day. And that's because of us manipulating and changing the food that we eat, right along with the fact that we didn't always eat certain foods on a consistent basis. As society, we have conveniences, there's grocery stores and everything else, and pretty much anything is at your beck and call doesn't mean that you need to stuff it in your mouth every week.
Hold on, that's different than saying you have an abundance. Hold up. That's different than saying you have an abundance of something and saying something is bad. That's
but what the whole thing behind Dr. Sebi is teaching you how to eat properly for your body.
How is it for your body? See, and I'm not. All I'm doing
because
is I'm telling you how you probably got tricked.
No, I'm telling you that your body is a fucking
look, I'm
battery.
gonna show you that nothing in medical say it, but you convinced that Dr. Sebi is correct.
With medical, and let's get with it.
All right, let's go.
With it. There's been tinctures and everything else way before the pharmaceutical market came up. People were being healed with general treatments from different herbs and things from the wilderness. Now, when pharmacies started coming up and locking things down and stopping you from doing all these things and said you need to take a medication,
That's incorrect.
I have a book right now for tinctures.
No, what you just said was
natural
incorrect
herbs.
because that's not what happened. What they did was
happened?
you can there's certain things that you cannot mass produce. So what they did was take the same things that are in there, like willow bark, and made aspirin. That's what you do. You can't mass produce certain things, so you have to chemically mass produce it. Just the same when it comes to
Why
like,
would you have to mass produce a plant?
because there's drought, because sometimes it doesn't grow in certain areas.
Okay.
All of that.
But you shouldn't have to do it through
that.
pharmacy. You can do it through natural means. You don't have to use substitutions. Use the natural herb that it's supposed to represent. A lot of times they're substituting certain things to act as
All right, let's do this. Let me think what plant that is. I want to say cocaine, but I think it's morphine. Let me see. It's morphine. I know it's heroin. Oh yeah, it'd be heroin. That would be it. Heroin comes from the poppy seeds. So do you want to mass produce the poppy seeds, or do you just manipulate it so that you can use it in morphine and other things? That's all
They
it is.
do now.
What you're saying
They
is
do down in Colombia and some other places. They're using it for
what
something
you're
else.
saying is give somebody heroin.
No, I didn't say that.
You said why mass produce it? Because when you can change it,
you're bringing up an extreme to a conversation that we're having, but I never even went to that extreme. I said you can grow natural herbs in your garden, which we used to have our own gardens. We used to have our own healing gardens where you grew things in your backyard that you knew you needed in order to take care of yourself when you got sick for certain things.
So what was the lifespan then? Let's go past GMO. What's the lifespan in 1850?
Oh, it was way less because of different other things. Stop now.
Hold
there
up,
wasn't mass hospitals.
You don't have any GMO. You can grow your own food.
It has nothing to do with that. The technology is what causes people to live longer. It's not necessarily
no.
You're equating us living longer is by food, and it's not. It's through technology and knowledge that's caused us to live longer now.
So what you're saying is you ate naturally. You had your own cures. So why wasn't the people living longer?
People were having accidents. There weren't as many different laws that prevented different accidents.
You can have accidents, but you can have accidents right now. You got gunshot people.
Let's go this way. Why were there 15 and 20 kids in a family? Because they knew by natural matriculation, some of those kids were going to die. But they needed that many kids.
Why were they going to die?
Listen, they needed that many kids in order to support and work the fucking land.
Why were they going to die? If you're eating naturally and
you're
eating
way off base right now, but I don't mind having this conversation with you. This has
what I'm saying is, this is what I'm saying to you, Ronin. What you did was you said, I believe Sabi. Hold up. This is what happened. You said, I believe Sabi.
Yes.
And then I'm saying to you, why? And you said natural. And I said, well, natural in 1850, things were natural. There was no chemical foods. Everything was natural. There was no processed
things. You ever hear the movie There's a Thousand Ways to Die in the Old West? And you didn't have to do anything.
But what you're saying is by accident. I'm talking somebody who lived naturally. They lived off their land. Why was the lifespan still short? Because people die unnaturally now. Gunshots, hit by cars, car accidents. People die unnaturally now. But if you take the span of what somebody lives, it's much longer than then. So people died less then of gunshots and cars.
People are living longer through technology and knowledge, not the food. I'm agreeing with you, but you're still trying to equate it down to the food.
No. You said Dr. Sabi. Hold up. What I'm telling you is what you did, and I'm just bringing this to your attention.
Okay.
What you did was the same way somebody fell for a guru is the same way that you fell for Sabi. When I'm questioning you and saying, hold up, or anything, if somebody says, hey, I got a natural remedy for this, or I believe this because I am questioning you, saying you believe him. Why?
And I've been giving you answers, but you keep on saying that's not true.
No, you said because
I can tell you this. Let me tell you this. At my highest weight, I was 360 pounds at 6'2". Okay. Even as I'm losing weight and as big as I am, I do not have high blood pressure. I do not have high cholesterol. I don't have a lot of the things that typically are of a man that is my size and was of my weight, because I was looking at the things that I was putting in my body, because I was paying attention to whether I was eating GMO versus other things. Once I started paying attention to those things, my body health, even though it doesn't make sense, was actually healthier than if somebody was skinny. And then me being in insurance, I've seen so many people die. Look at Bruce Lee, died of a brain aneurysm. Healthiest man in the world. Matter of fact, invented some of the things that have to do with the health food industry, protein drinks and a lot of different things, and exercise and everything else. There's no time or place that you can rhyme or reason why people die from one thing to another. But there are some associated commonalities in what Dr. Sebi was teaching, even with mucus and feeding cancers with sugars. There's been so many cases where he's even proven that if you change your diet, where you take less carbs and your body is burning fat, you don't feed the cancer cells, and people have actually recovered from fucking cancer.
But that is science. That's not, that was science already.
And
that was
that's
already
what
science.
Brother, I just said you're living longer through technology. And if you're looking at the technology and the knowledge, and you understand what you're eating and how that counteracts the technology.
If Dr. Sebi said this, you know what you need to do? You need to get up in the morning, and instead of sitting, you need to go for a walk.
Go for a walk. Absolutely.
That's not a cure, man. I mean, you're saying it like Dr. Sebi did something that was a cure.
No, he didn't say just do walking. He said you need to pay attention to what you eat. Thank you for the $5.
Here goes one thing.
Hold on. He's supporting this. Hold on. This is a Dr. Sebi supporter. That's why I'm reading it right now. I'm going to interrupt the conversation. Thank you for the first $5 super chat, Black Cleaner. I appreciate you, brother. He said Dr. Sebi was no homeopathic big pharma. He's allopatric. I can't pronounce that word. Medicine is for profit industry. So here's the thing, and that was somebody else is saying too. The medical industry and the pharmaceutical industry is for profit. When back in those days, you were treating for cures and symptoms, not for profit. Didn't nobody care. They just wanted to make sure you got back to being healthy. Now, because of pharmacies and pharmaceuticals, they're looking at the profit angle of it. And do you know a lot of times when they even treat people, and I'm in the insurance. Hold on. Let me finish. Right. I'm in the insurance industry. There's quicker ways for cures, but they will space you out and give you medications so they can keep you in treatment longer than giving you the direct cure.
I disagree.
Okay.
I disagree with two things that you said.
Why?
One, you said that it's for like profit or something like that.
It is.
And people don't do it. No, I'm going to tell you why. I remember my wife had a cold, and you know what she said? Oh man, you know what you got to do? You got to put onions in a bowl and sit it by your bed. Something crazy like that. Put onions on the I'm just saying. That's some things that they come up with.
These too. Yeah.
You know why? Because as soon as somebody gets a sniffle, we are in a world where we do not want to go through any process. I can't be down for a few days. I can't feel this way for a few days. I have to take something immediately so I can feel better immediately.
All right.
So that has nothing to do with the medical getting there. That is someone in this world saying, I am so impatient that I don't want to go through the process.
And what have I been saying all the
look,
time?
if I got a headache, I don't care what. I'm not trying to solve the cure for my headache.
People being lazy and not wanting to do the research for themselves.
No. Wait, hold up. I said two things. So one, you said the profit. No, it's not the profit. People just want what we're talking about is the gurus now. People want an immediate fix to solve the problem.
Correct.
Number two, they don't want to go through any other processes, and they believe it because that's going to do it. One thing that he claimed was, I think, was alkaline.
Yes, like, your body is naturally alkaline. Yes.
Your body does that. Your body is made up of a system that does it. No water you're going to drink, nothing is going to do that. I'm reading it right now. The body tightly regulates the blood pH between a certain level. Food cannot change your blood pH unless someone is critically ill. Your kidneys and lungs maintain your pH automatically. Diet can influence your urine pH, but not your blood pH. There is no evidence that alkaline diets can cure cancer, AIDS, or chronic disease.
And
but that
who
person,
wrote
and
that
here's
article?
what I know.
Hold on. Who
And the
wrote
reason I
the
know
article?
is there was a person that I
give
was
me,
out,
give
and
me
they
the
were
person
selling
that
a
wrote the
gallon
article.
of some water.
Give me the person that wrote the article. And was he a doctor?
Give you the just you Google it. You there? Google
No,
the
I don't know what you're reading. I want to
cured-
read what you read. Drop it in the
What's that?
private chat. Drop it in the private chat. But what I'm saying is everybody has a motivation of why they write things. Are they trying to prove a thesis or a theory, or are they trying to actually find the truth? Just because somebody wrote something doesn't necessarily mean it's true. What is their driving factor behind why they chose to write that paper that specific time? Were they trying to disprove alkaline health versus you taking a medication and not fucking around with alkaline anything? What was their purpose of writing that article?
No, and
That's
then what you
what
said, it's what you eat. And the reason I say that it can't be because people in different regions eat different foods. So if you living in the United States and you were only eating what the United States had, that's going to be entirely different than somebody living in Japan. So it can't be your food that does it.
Why not? Wait. Let's talk about that real quick because we're all world travelers. A lot of the people in our communities, in our subscriber base, are world travelers. What do 95% of the people say when they're eating foods in another country? What do they wind up doing? They wind up losing weight because the foods are healthier. They taste cleaner because they don't have all the additives added into that food. So doesn't that extend life?
No,
it does not.
Here's the thing. What you're
guys
saying
hearing
is, no, you're saying causation. I forgot how that goes because usually what happens in the United States, food is convenient. So what do? We don't cook. We eat out. In other places, we walk. When in the United States, we drive. All of those factors go to you losing weight. Hold up. So all of those factors go to you lose. Like if I go to breakfast in the United States, when I go to breakfast in the United States, what I'm gonna go to is I'm gonna go somewhere where I can get some pancakes, omelet, eggs, probably a soda, orange juice, some hash browns. I'm eating all that. That's for breakfast. When I go out of town, you know what I'm eating? A bowl of fruit. I went from 1,500 calories to 300 calories.
Right. And you have
want to
more
lose weight. That has nothing to do with me being out of town.
You're not only shortening yourself on your caloric intake, you're moving more because you're not driving. You just said it. You're walking a lot more. You're doing more activity. It's not just the diet. It's the activity with the diet. You're in a fucking caloric deficit while you're doing high activity, and that causes you to lose weight. But a lot of other people say they feel healthier. And you're just saying it's because of those two factors, not that it's healthier food or fruits or anything like that.
Healthy. How do you have a healthier fruit?
They don't put chemicals on the fruit. Monsanto is a big contributor to a lot of fucking chemicals that they put on fruit. Monsanto has fucking patents on not only corn, but other things that cause you genetically to change internally. Monsanto is a big contributor to why you can't replant certain things because they have to be patented.
No, now I'm not saying your
Maybe
food.
we need to do a show.
What
on
I'm
that.
saying is, this is what I'm saying.
Hear us do a show on that, on health and Monsanto and chemical additives.
I'm saying all that. What I'm saying is this: your claim was you a believer in Dr. Sebi.
I believe in some of the things he teaches, absolutely, because I've seen.
But what I said was,
hold on, let me finish my statement. Okay. Because I've seen them work in me. Not that I watched somebody else or believe somebody else. I did what he said to do. I changed my diet. I looked at the things I was putting in my body. I switched over. Even I was on keto even while I was doing this. So my body was burning fat while I'm on Dr. Sebi or looking at some of the things he's doing, making sure I'm not eating GMO and other things. And yes, I was feeling better. I was more alert. I didn't have brain fog or any of that shit. Basically making sure I was eating right.
But is that Dr. Sebi? Because if you go to any doctor, or a profession, what do they say? It's better to cut out your processed foods. It's better to eat whole foods. It's better to exercise, get at least 8
You know
hours
what they
of rest,
do say? They
drink
do say
water.
those
That
things,
is
but do they
what,
tell you
all of
how to
that.
do it? Do they tell you how to do it, or do they just say those things and then they still stick you with a whole bunch of pharmaceuticals that have fucking chemicals and additives in it?
No, not the doctor. Hold
Oh,
on.
they
Oh, that
don't?
was the other thing. But so not the doctor I go to. So the doctors I go to and the medical insurance that I'm on, they give you an
That just
incentive.
recently started happening.
No, I don't know when it started. Ever
Yeah,
since
it
I've been
just,
on my
believe
insurance.
me, it's just recently started happening.
What
Where they
I know,
started
this has been the last
encouraging
10 years. So what
they
they do
started
is,
encouraging the people that prescribed to or were people on their policies to go and get a gym membership, to utilize a gym membership. That was an incentive so they can keep down the cost of their fucking policies. Yes, it just started happening.
Then what you said was they want to keep you sick. They can't keep you sick and tell you to do this in the same hand. That doesn't work.
Do you do you not understand what an actuarial is?
And yeah, I know what an actuary is. It's going to say
And
this
how do
many
you think
people
they come
die
up
by
with
this
these formulas?
amount of time or whatever.
Right. And how do you
whatever
think they formulate all these different things? Don't they have a book that kind of tells you exactly based on what you're eating, you consume, what your lifestyle is, how long you have to live? That's an actuarial, right?
Correct.
Okay. So in that same stem, do you know how long they've been practicing medicine? Do you know there's basically a major book that doesn't matter what fucking illness you got, they know the fucking treatment from point A to point Z. And they decide how they're going to issue that fucking treatment to you at the time you're diagnosed with it. They don't have to go and say, oh my God, we never had this happen to us before. They've been dissecting human beings since medieval times and teaching medicine. All this shit is documented. All they have to do is go into that major medical book of all the dissected people they've done over a history of this time period. And now that they have technology, guess what? They can genetically evolve a cancer medicine specifically for your DNA. That's what all these clinics are doing. They take your blood, take a sample of your blood, they make a special cocktail just for you off of your DNA now. That's why a lot of people aren't losing their hair anymore, because they're not doing chemotherapy like they used to. They're doing genetically modified pharmaceuticals to treat you for that cancer.
But Dr. Sabi would say the cancer is the mucus. So
yeah, yes, he would. And in some cases, that's worked. I'm not saying it works for all cases.
Here's the thing, brother. You know, in some cases, people who could not walk got prayed for and they walked. People who could not see got prayed for and they could see. There's some cases
that is not the same
a sugar pill and they gave you another pill.
Thing, bro. You know that is not the same thing. It's not even closely related.
How is it?
It's not even closely related to the same thing. But let me read this next $5 super chat from my brother Black Cleaner. By the way, so subscribe to Black Cleaner. He
hold
does
up.
have
Let me say, before you read this, let me say this. This is what happens, and I'm telling you guys.
Okay.
The reason, and Dr. Sabi, whomever else, you believe Dr. Sabi because you're distrustful.
Because I've been in the medical industry, I've been in the insurance industry. I know what actuarials do. I know what the medical industry does.
What you just did, and you can't even see this. Hold up, Ronin. You can't even see it.
I'm basing this off of 15 years in the insurance industry.
You can't even see it, brother. And I'm laughing at you because you can't see it.
All right.
I can't. I won't say you.
Am I the only blind one in the room?
Let me say
it. Am I the only blind one in the room? I'm just saying. Go ahead.
Because it's just, hold up. Let me say this. And I'm laughing at you, man, because I'm laughing at you. Not at you, but people believe in him because they distrust the medical system. The personal, personal testimonies. People feel better when they eat cleaner, and chronic disease sometimes changes with lifestyle changes. Hold up, I'm not finished yet. So what has happened is we want to believe in what he's saying, so you believe it. That is exactly what we said about every guru that we just talked about. Really? You want to believe that you can get rich, so you believe in it. And so what you're doing in your mind is you're saying Dr. Sebi ain't like the rest of them. Everybody says the same thing about every guru. This preacher, the one we're talking about right here, right there. Hold up. He's not like the rest of them.
Did Dr. Sebi die a wealthy man or a poor man in a prison because the pharmaceutical company wanted him jailed?
Brother, what's the dude that was in South America that had him drink the Kool-Aid? Did he die a wealthy man or a poor man? People still believe
not even the same situation.
People believed in something, man. They went to a whole nother country and lived off of land because they believed in it.
That's not the same.
I'm laughing at it because you can sit on this panel and you can go by Bernie. Hold up. You can go to Bernie Madoff, Ashton Hall, Umar Johnson.
Wait,
you can say all of these people. Hold up.
You
can say all of these people are bad. But when I hit on somebody that you believe in, you're convinced that it's not. And that's so, and here's what I'm telling y'all.
I'm a hypocrite now.
No.
Go ahead,
I'm telling you guys in the audience,
I'm hypocritical.
you guys can believe, and I'm saying, what I'm saying is, we just went over all these gurus. And what I said about all these gurus is, if they can convince you,
do you
hold up, don't interrupt me for a second. If they can convince you in something you believe in that you think is right, you will go through it. And what they do is put the wrong in you. Dr. Umar, your children are not getting taught because of the white man in school and because of ADHD, and you need to get with the black one. So somebody convinces it. This person says, I got to serve the Lord. I need my jets. I need to give you this. And if you believe and you're going to give me your tithes, you're going to go to heaven. Now, to me, on the outside, I'm like, that is crazy. Why would you believe in that? Then we go to somebody like a Bernie Madoff. Oh man, I can convince, or all the rich gurus, I can convince you or show you, if you pay me $12,000, because you said this was crazy, to sit in the front row, I can make you some money. That isn't that. And what I said before is, they can only convince you on the things that you believe. In your mind, you're saying, I want to be healthy and I want to do this. That's how they can convince you, because you already want to believe it. So because you want to believe in that part, you believe it. And I'm saying that because we are on a show talking about gurus. And the one, and the person before said nobody can fall for it. And I'm showing you.
Hold on.
Because if you had a medical doctor and they were talking about Dr. Sebi, that medical doctor would go through each point and say, that's not how the system works. We study this. Your body doesn't get alkaline. You don't cure AIDS by something you eat. AIDS is a disease. You don't cure your viruses by this, because this and this. We've already done that. Disease isn't caused by mucus. You don't cure type 1 diabetes because of this. Sickle, he said you can cure sickle cell. Sickle cell is genetic. How do you cure something that's genetic? So all of these things, they could go through and say, brother, what you just said isn't it? But if you can convince somebody on whatever it is, they will believe it. And I'm laughing because
wait.
That's what happened.
You're playing. Now, what is the name of this show? Read the whole thing. Claims versus receipts, frauds or nah. That doesn't mean everything.
But here's the thing. He said Dr. Sebi won his case.
You just sat there and ran it for 5 minutes. Hold up. You just sat there and ran it for 5 minutes. I'm trying to make a point, and you just jumped on me. All right. Claims for versus receipts, frauds or nah. That's not to say that everything that everybody is saying is necessarily negative, but you might take it that way because the person that's saying it might have a criminal background, but he still knows his shit. Some of these sales tactics, it don't matter who you are. I mean, like I said, Jordan Belfort, great salesman. He can sell you ice water in fucking pole and on the North Pole. And you would believe it and think it's the greatest ice water in the world because that's the guy that you're talking to. Now, did he perform and do some of the things honestly? So because he didn't have a conscience, he didn't have a moral compass, he didn't have ethics behind what he was doing. He just wanted to grift and get the money. This is the problem. A lot of these guys are grifters, but they're still telling half truths. So that's why I said frauds or not, because there are half truths in a lot of the things these guys are saying that makes it factual. But at the end of the day, they're still kind of twisting the truth.
And you're right. We're twisting the truth.
They're omitting certain things about what they're getting you into.
Yes. And I'm going to go with Light Warrior. Light Warrior said, laughing my ass off. Dr. Sabi won his court case. So let me tell you, no, brother. See what you just did.
Put him in jail.
Listen. See what you just did. I'm gonna.
Yeah, but here's the thing. You read.
You just cut me off. Can I tell you what he really won? Why don't you hold up? What you just did.
I got to a mission and you just jumped in. I haven't even finished or landed my plane, and I barely had a minute.
Go ahead.
You have 5.
Go ahead.
So what I'm saying is, frauds or not, meaning are they omitting certain particular things on your T's and C's that you need to be paying attention to if you're going to get in bed with them, if you're going to get in business with them. When we talk about Jay Morrison, $13 to $14 million in this fund in Tulsa, right? Did the brother go to jail, or did he know how to use the system in order to benefit for himself and his family, but left everybody cold dry? Again, was he telling some truths and not all the truths? And was he taking responsibility or accountability for the things he was doing? What was he omitting? And what were people challenging or championing for him in order to sell the perception that he knew what he was talking about? This is what I'm talking about. Everything has a little bit of lies and truths, and who's omitting what, and who's trustworthy enough to be trusted that they're telling 100% the truth.
You are right.
There are always some lies and a truth.
You are correct.
Nobody tells 100% the truth.
You are right. And so what you said and what the person in the comments said, which I would say, laughing my ass off, Dr. Sabi won his court case.
Mm-hmm.
I just looked up what Dr. Sabi actually won, and I will read it.
Mm-hmm.
In 1987, in New York, Dr. Sabi, whose real name is Alfred Bowman, was charged with practicing medicine without a license and criminal possession of a controlled substance. And he was acquitted, which means he was found guilty of what? He was found not guilty because prosecutors failed to prove that he was practicing medicine under the legal definition, not, and I repeat, not because his treatments were proven effective. Later on, he was later involved in a civil lawsuit in New York by the Attorney General. And he agreed to stop making claims that his products could cure disease. He paid fines. Hold up. He paid fines. So he paid fines, and the court
moved to Guatemala.
What's that?
And he started to live out of the country because he found out the United States just didn't want him being here while he was doing those things.
What somebody said was he went to court and he proved that he cured cancer. That's not what happened. And what you just said was you take a little bit of the truth, or you leave something out, or you put something in. I'm looking at it right now. I'm looking at the court case. Dr. Sabi was acquitted of practicing medicine without a license, but no court ever ruled that his treatment cured.
He was using natural herbs and remedies that have been around forever that people have forgot about. And he started telling people they need to clean out their system and start their system back over.
Did he cure AIDS? Let's just go there.
Yes, he absolutely had people that claimed that they were healed from AIDS.
Hold up. There's this little boy that we just showed that cured his that stated his eyesight was better.
That pastor with you talking about Dr. Sabi. Stay on Dr. Sabi. Don't deflect and go over.
What I'm saying is, you're saying that there's a person who said they're cured AIDS, and I'm saying there's a boy who said he was blind that could see. What's the difference? There's people that said they died and went to heaven and came back. There's people that said they seen an alien. There's people that said they went into a UFO. I mean, people can say whatever they want to say.
They can say whatever. Here's the thing: they can say whatever they want to say until you go back and verify it. And what
have you verified? There we go. Have you verified? You verified?
What I just told you, I verified it through my own life. I changed my diet.
You verified that somebody got AIDS and was cured. Hold up, because I can say this: Magic Johnson, he ain't never seen Dr. Sabi.
Yeah.
So you're telling me that Magic Johnson,
that's the only cure that's out there that can get somebody off of AIDS?
Come on, man. See, What you doing is the same thing that these people on here do. They justify it. Just like the woman would
How am I
justify
justifying?
Derek Jackson, that she would justify what he said, even though he
Here's my thing.
No,
The way you
I want
speak,
you to look up.
Speak, everything has to be 100% accurate. There can't be no half truths, no gray area on whether. Nobody can guarantee you're going to get healed from anything. Not a pharmacist, not anybody. Sometimes it's the luck of the roll, and based on your genetics and how healthy you are and how much you react to the treatment that causes you to be healed. Nothing else they can do. It's up to you genetically and how much energy you got within your own body to heal yourself based on the medication and the treatments they give you. They can take 5 or 10 people with the same illness, give them all the same treatment, and all of them are not going to fucking recover. You can't guarantee.
Hold up. By your logic, Dr. Sabi can have you eat the exact same food that cured him, and it wouldn't do anything for you.
You can't guarantee any 100% type of return on any kind of treatment. No pharmacy will tell you that.
Hold on. So in that case, Dr. Sabi can tell you to eat this, this, and this, and it does nothing for you. He can take 10 people and tell them to eat the exact same thing, and for one person it works, and for the other 9 it doesn't.
You tell me. Has he ever had somebody?
Hold on. You tell me. That's what you just hold up. That's what you just said.
I just know. I spoke for myself.
Hold up. No, Ronin. I can't let you get off of this.
Then I'm
I
not
didn't say that.
For myself. I said I know what happened to me. I
just
said I know
what happened to you doesn't mean nothing.
Why not?
You just hold up, Ronin.
Am I not my own testimonial in my life?
Ronin,
why does that mean anything? Why
that doesn't mean nothing. Hold up, Ronin. And
you said that it worked, and I said yes. I know it works because I actually did the process. I went through the process.
Ronin, you just said that you can take 10 people and give them the same thing, and it not work on 9 of them.
And pharmaceuticals, you can.
Hold up. I just need to go there. Did you say that?
I said in pharmaceuticals. Yes, I did say that. You can take 10 people in a hospital that are high tech with the same illness and give them the same treatment and medication, and not all of them are going to recover. I did say that.
So you're saying, so that means if Dr. Sabi gave me the same thing he gave you, that means we both going to recover?
Did I just not say if modern medicine can't do it? Why would you say that if you did it by herbs? I said there's still a factor, which is the human factor, and your body, your ability to recover, how fast certain things in your body react versus somebody else that might be a younger age or older age. Things slow down. There's so many different factors when you talk about treatment.
Your testimonial means nothing to me.
It means something to me, and it might
hurt somebody else. Just because it worked for you does not mean it's going to work for me.
And that's why I'm not broadcasting that it works 100% for everybody. But guess what modern medicine does? They do that. They do say if you take this, you're going to get healed.
No, they don't.
Say if you take this medication, you're going to be fine.
No, they don't, Ronin.
Yes, they do.
That's a lie, brother. If you look at something that says Viagra, it says Viagra, we're going to help you get erect. The side effect is you're going to have diarrhea, you're going to do this, you're going to do that, because they know that if we give it to 100 people.
That's a disclaimer for what? Because they know that it's not going to work for everybody.
Exactly. That's what I'm. So you just hold up. See, you contradict yourself, man. You just said they're gonna tell you it's gonna work.
It's based on your personal who you are as an individual.
That ain't what you said.
How your body reacts.
They give you medicine and they tell you it's gonna work.
You not hearing everything I'm saying? I'm saying the same thing everybody's hearing. I said that.
If you give them the medicine,
you're gonna roll this back later. I want you to replay this part and actually listen to what I said. I'm not contradicting myself. You're just not hearing everything I'm saying. But let me read this guy's $5 super chat that we done got off the topic for and continue on so we can get to Aston and his physical fitness program. Okay, doctors are not nutritionists. Any doctor will tell you they only get less than 40 hours of nutrition while studying for their practice.
I agree. I don't think doctors are nutritionists. A doctor is not there. He can only tell you certain ways to get healthy. The most people who, I'm going to tell you this, there's only certain ways to prove that you live longer. And when they do the studies of the people who live longer, here's what they do. They're in a calorie deficit, meaning they don't eat until they full. They always eat a little less, so they're not obese. And even at those ages, they are still mobile. They're walking, they're exercising, they're in their garden. Those are the two things that, so when somebody says, I drank whiskey all my life and I did that, they may have, but there's still certain things that they did. They walked or exercised or did something to always get out and not be bedridden. And they were usually, the majority are not obese. And that's why if you go to Asia, what they do is there's a word that they say where they don't eat until they are stuffed. In the United States, we do that. We go to Thanksgiving, we unbuckle our pants, we eat, and we overfeed ourselves. So it doesn't have anything to do with maybe what you're eating, it's how you eat. We are glutton.
Didn't I just say that earlier?
Yeah, but that has nothing to do with Dr. Sabi.
Oh my Lord Jesus.
What that got to do with Dr. Sabi? What that got to do with some mucus? That ain't got nothing to do with it. I can, hold up. You can call me Dr. Fearless. I just said the same thing. I just cured everybody in the audience because I just told you what you need to do. Get off your ass and
Lord,
walk.
help him. Help him. Lord Jesus, help him with
confidence. I just did what Dr. Sabi couldn't do. I saved your life.
Yeah,
just by telling you, get off your ass.
Right here. Here you go.
And Pan-Africanism, my people, my people, my people. I have a message. To all my Brazil Africans, my cocoa butter using America Africans, my Angola Africans, my East Asian Africans, my black and the berry Africans, my Caribbean Africans, my European Africans, my pit bull owning Africans, my broad nose Africans, my Canadian Africans, my Iranian Africans, my Australian Africans eating that kangaroo meat. Brothers and sisters, the school renovations are finally finished. Now run them donations.
There you go.
Because we want to believe it. We want to believe. We listened to him and we thought our teachers aren't teaching, black kids aren't getting this certain education, we aren't learning that, our kids aren't being taught. We need to have a school of our own. And every year it's the same thing. The school gonna be ready next year, and we wanted to be ready so bad.
Going through inspections now. They actually, as of Tuesday, they're going through inspections. He said they opening the doors. But go ahead.
No, because we want to believe it. They feed us what we want to believe. And every year he's feeding it to us. Snow bunnies never, like forever. We want to believe it.
Damn lie.
It's what you want to believe. And so if you believe that, you're going to believe this. It's the Frederick Douglass Marcus Garvey Dr. Simi, Dr. Sabi School of Medicine. I mean, it's the same thing. And this is what I'm talking about.
Oh my goodness.
We are so convinced to believe what we want to believe that this is what happened. We fall for it. That this guy, if you go back to his videos from 5 years ago, 6 years, and maybe even almost 10
years. No, 12 years. I'm gonna tell you, 12 years. He lied. He said
every year.
Long years. No, it's motherfucking 12 years, bitch.
Every year his school is open.
I hate this. I'm sorry for my language, but I literally don't say this a lot. But this one individual I hate. I literally hate him to his core. How much shit he talks and don't do shit for as a representative of a man in the black community. He's shameful.
And expat living, make sure that you get your exercise. Don't be stagnant. And that's why people take things such as aspirin for blood thinners. We do it so that you don't have a clot, but make sure that you keep working out and go.
He has some medical issues. I know who he is. He has some medical issues that's taken a while, but he's doing better. He lives in Thailand, actually. So him and his wife.
And if you look at the Thai people, the Thai people are very small. They not big like us. They smaller. They eat differently. They don't.
Body genetics based on nationality and genotype has a lot to do with it. Look at Samoans. They're big as shit. Is that a fucking problem? Everybody does not fit to the European fucking standard of fucking height and weight. Why you got football players that are 6'7", 250 pounds or so, moving fast as shit than somebody that's fucking basically half their size. That should be way faster. Genetics are genetics. It has nothing to do with a fucking standard. That's a parent standard. That has nothing to do with health. It really doesn't.
I'm teaching at the school. I'm teaching.
Welcome to the principal's office. Welcome to the principal's office. Welcome to the principal's office. Ladies, you must behave in this school, or you will be called to the principal's office, and you will be paddled with the RBG paddle. Welcome to the principal's conference room.
I'm sick right now.
Welcome to the principal's conference room. Welcome to the principal's conference room. This is where we have our strategy sessions to reconstruct the psyche of African children, brothers and sisters.
Yeah.
We not playing. We not playing with y'all. No more games. No more games. It's time to educate the babies. No more games. Hit your PayPal. PayPal.me/FDMG Academy. Hit your PayPal. Welcome to the Parent Center.
Oh, Lord.
This is the Parent Center.
Ain't a goddamn.
If you are the parent of an FDMG Pan-Africanist, if you are the parent of an FDMG Pan-Africanist and you don't feel like going home to be bothered with your nagging husband or nagging wife, you can come hang out in the Parent Center. There's going to be a television, there's going to be books, there's going to be a couch, a refrigerator, there's going to be snacks, and all of our parents can come and hang out. Oh, yes. Oh, yes. Where the school at?
How old is this nigga?
Where the school at? We're gonna show you where the school at. Don't you worry. Don't you worry. We're gonna show you where the school at. Don't you even worry about that, brothers and sisters. Oh, yes. Look at the jealous coons. It's a jealous boy in my He's so jealous. There's a jealous boy in my town. Oh, lady, he's so jealous. There's a jealous coon in my town. Oh, ladies, he's so jealous.
And this is adult behavior from somebody you want your child to be taught by, right? And every room he walked in, not a stitch of fucking furniture, not anything. And then in other videos, you'll see the drop ceiling still has fucking big ass gaping holes in it and everything else. There's still wood on the walls, but I'm gonna play another video in a second. What's your opinion of his situation right now?
No way.
Supposedly as of Tuesday, all he was doing is waiting for the city to come inspect. That takes 24 to 48 hours.
He don't have the money to pay he does not have the money to pay the staff anyway. So it doesn't matter if you got a building, you don't have the money to pay the staff. Two,
his next excuse, go ahead.
Right. Two, I would not want my child to go to that school. Ain't no way.
Why not? You don't like Dr. Umar? You don't think he's capable of teaching your child anything?
I don't think he's capable of teaching my child anything.
Pan-Africanism?
Not even about that. I don't think he takes the education seriously. I don't think he has a thing in place. There's some people who are great at talking and not great at education, and he's going to be one of them. And yeah, that's not going to happen. That's not going to happen. Yeah, that's not going to happen. And the sad thing is, he was the worst. He's his own worst enemy. He is his own worst enemy. And he has excuses for about everything. And yeah, that's not gonna happen.
You don't have a lot of faith in the brother, I see.
But let me tell you, we're talking about gurus, guys. So this is what happened. As a Black community, we were sending our kids to school. We were single mothers sending our kids to school. They had behavioral issues. And the schools just said, I can't deal with these badass kids. So what we gonna do? We gotta medicate him. We gotta do something because this Johnny, little O'Shea, he ain't sitting down in class. He just talking back everything. He won't sit. He won't shut up. He ain't got no manners. Ain't no daddy in the home. Nothing. And so he got ADHD. I mean, they just couldn't deal with it. The majority of the teachers who were graduating were white, and you're sending these white teachers into these inner city schools where they're like, damn, I ain't never dealt with no kids like this. God, y'all don't sit down, y'all don't shut up, y'all talk back. All y'all want to do is hair all day. Y'all don't do homework. Nobody's helping you at home. No, your mama don't come to PTA meetings. I can't do nothing. They took that, and he said, it's not your kid's fault. It's the education system. Your kids aren't learning because they want to medicate. And your kids aren't learning because the teachers can't do this. Then here's the reason your kids aren't learning. And you're not, and they don't know about their history. And you ain't teaching them about history, even though they can go to the library, the basketball court, and you sure enough going to give them to a basketball court instead of giving them a library card. But what you say is your kids can't learn. They won't sit down. They need this. And I, Dr. Umar, am the cure for your disease. And if you send your kid to this school, they're gonna learn.
You gotta say it three times. Say it 3 times so it sounds factual.
Okay. They gonna learn. They gonna learn or get burned. Let me say that. They gonna learn or get burned.
Yeah, thank you.
And so what he says is, I'm giving you the excuse as to why your children aren't doing well, why they aren't learning. And I am the cure. I am the solution to your problem. That's what a guru does. That's what this person, all these people have in common. They are the solution to your problem. You aren't. It ain't your fault. There's no, it's not your fault. You know why you fat? It's mucus. It's your genetics. That's what it is. It's your blood type.
Mucus in there, bro.
I had to. It's your blood type. It's because your mama did this. That's why it ain't got nothing to do with you. It ain't got nothing to do with you. Ain't drank no water and ain't walked. You know why you poor? It's the economy. It's Donald Trump. You should be able to go out and you ain't got no money in your own welfare. You should be able to get that Coach purse. That's not your fault. You didn't invest no money. That's not your fault. You should be able to get rich, and you should be able to do it. And if you give me the money, I'm going to show you how to do this. You messed up your credit score, but you know what? I can solve it. Give me your money. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to get your credit score back up. You ain't paid no bills in I don't know how long. You ain't paid nothing on time ever, but that's not your fault. It's because you didn't do anything with the credit score place, and I'm going to do it. You need some money and you get denied. You can't do that. You got to start your business. And you know how you're going to start your business? You got to go to Navy Credit Card, Navy Credit Union. And if you go to
Navy Federal, get it right.
Yeah, you go to Navy Federal Credit. What you can do is you can get this card and you don't have to pay them, and you can sign up for this business card and get you a line of credit. You can buy your house and do that because you messed up your credit, and we're going to get you with Navy Federal Credit. It's the same. It's the same system on all of it. Go ahead, my brother.
All right. I agree with you. Doctor, let me before I read this, thank you, T-Mac. I know you send us a lot of money in the back end on Cash App. I want to give you your flowers for that. Thank you very much for your donations on our Cash Apps, because I know you hit both of us. And then also thank you for the $9.99 super chat. He says, Dr. Umar is a Pan-African pookie that has a reputation for smashing single mothers, then talking bad about them. Yeah, he does have that. And then he talks about how black men should be marrying single mothers as well. But at the same time, this man has fathered 2 girls by 2 black women and not married one. But you're supposed to do what he doesn't do. Do as I say, not as I do. Shout out to Anna Marie in the room. And then I'm going to follow up T-Mac with this other one. He said, Dr. Umar came to Colombia and he would be, if Dr. Umar came to Colombia, he would be living in Paquiales. Is that where a heavy concentration of black Colombians are?
Oh, not just all of the you know,
I don't know. I've never been to Colombia.
Streetwalkers, as you would say.
Oh, that's okay. I get it, T-Mac. All right, so you heard that video, right? This is within 2 days of him putting out that video, bragging, being all braggadocious, talking about how he had all his haters. The school was ready to go. The inspection is days away. He went on Tuesday to get it because it was a holiday on Monday. All these things. Now listen to the guy.
Hello, good people. It's not fake news, courtesy of Enterprise Entertainment. And I am at the newly renovated and supposedly finished FDMG. Now, he was on live yesterday, Valentine's Day. Said renovations were completed. So you're applying for the certificate of occupancy. Oh, look at that. We even have a hornet's nest in that window with the screen tore out. Snow is melted. Bags of trash. But didn't you have dumpsters out here yesterday, Umar? I'd love to know where those dumpsters are. We got bottles, containers. I worked for a trash company. Number one, we don't deliver dumpsters on Saturdays unless they're special ordered and pre-scheduled. So I don't know where you had a dumpster from that got put out here and picked up on the same day, on a Saturday. Most of the drivers are gone by midday and they come in at 4 o'clock in the morning. So let's dispel that lie right there. Second off, it's a lot of litter out here for you to have had dumpsters and you cleaned out the buildings. Renovations are complete, yet we have more black mold just piercing through this building. So I can only imagine what's on the inside. But this is the one that's getting ready for the certificate of occupancy, right?
We know that wasn't going to happen.
We have more black mold.
We know that wasn't going to happen.
No,
but
he's finished door.
Because as long as he can keep selling the dream,
right,
you do it. Let me share this with you guys, because I want to give everybody. I know we went off on Dr. Sadie and everything like that.
We haven't even got to Austin yet. But
oh, yeah, we didn't get to Austin. But this happens on everything. And the reason I was going so hard on Ronin is to say sometimes we just believe something. We believe it. This is Caesar. Caesar was on 90 Day Fiance. He fell in love with a woman, and let's see what happened to Caesar. Oh, wait. The Caesar borrowed some money to go to Mexico so that he could get with his girl.
On the wrong foot. You borrowed money to
booked us a trip to Mexico. That's where I was gonna propose.
So does that mean it's over? Is that it? Was it over when?
You bought a ticket to Mexico. She never even showed up.
Sorry, I don't know how to process emotions properly.
I booked us a trip to Mexico.
He booked the trip. He sent her $30,000. She said she was from Ukraine. She said, because of what's going on in Ukraine, I'm not going to be able to get there.
I booked us a trip to Mexico.
I mean, it's a longer story, but you know why she was able to dump him? He believed. And a lot of guys who go out of the country, they want to believe that I met something that was good. No matter what I see, no matter what says, I want to believe it.
Mm-hmm.
And they those women convince those guys, just like Dr. Umar convinced them, just like Bernie Madoff convinced you. They're convincing you because you want to believe it. That's how the gurus work. Fake it until I make it. Do what I can do. Oh no, she 30,000. That was just, because she got bills to pay.
The video where I shared.
Who is this one?
This we getting into Austin.
All right. Well, tell the people who you got the ISO speed. Tell the people who Austin Hall is. They may not know.
Hold on, let me put this other one up real quick. Let's just play this.
Turned fitness into fortune. Here's his net worth. 2020, $50,000. Transitioned to personal training and began offering private in-person sessions, marking the start of his professional fitness journey. 2021, $200,000. Expanded into online coaching and content creation, leveraging social media to reach a broader audience. 2022, $500,000. Gained significant traction on platforms like Instagram and YouTube, increasing his income through coaching and brand collaborations. 2023, $1 million. Achieved a substantial following, leading to higher earnings from sponsorships and expanded coaching services. 2024, $1.5 million. Continued growth in social media presence and business ventures, solidifying his status in the fitness industry. 2025, $2 million. Maintains a strong online presence with millions of followers, generating income through coaching, content creation, and brand partnerships. Ashton Hall.
Not a bad deal.
Yeah, and here's the thing. I don't really even have a problem with Ashton Hall if he is coaching people and saying, do A, B, and C, and you can get healthy. Now, if you're saying you're going to look like him, or you're going to, be this giving unrealistic claims, that's where the problem comes in. And I think a lot of people, and here's the thing. Sometimes these gurus or these fitness people don't tell you that, but you see what they do, you see their workout, and you think that your results will mimic what they do.
This guy.
Hold on. Go ahead and finish what you're saying. I'm just setting up the next video to go along with what you're saying.
It doesn't happen. We always think that if I can work out, if I can do that exercise, if I can eat this way, that I'm going to get those same results. And if that person is telling you that, that's where the issue comes in. I do consultations. And I tell guys this, because a lot of people wanted to get into IT. I do cybersecurity. I do AI and cloud engineering. That's what I do in my profession. And people say, how do I get into it? I do consultations. But this is what I tell them. You ain't going to finish.
Got to do it. Yeah.
I say it. I say, I will give you the consultation. I will tell you everything that steps to get you there. I have even told people, you pay for my consultation. When you pass your test, I will give you your money back. And out of the many consultations I did, only one person got their money back. And not because of anything I did. I gave them step by step by step by step. And I just found this. People didn't want that. You know what they wanted? They just wanted to say, man, you make 200 G a year. I want to do that. Okay, but well, I can't give you the magic pill.
I don't want to do the work. I don't want to do the work.
Magic pill. I can't. Yeah. I can give you the cheat codes to get you there, but it's going to take you a good 6 months. Here's how you got to get there. Here's what you got to do on a daily basis, an hour a day, get you there. They hyped. Look, January 1st, boy, you go to the gym, everybody in the gym, man. By the time you get, and everybody who works out always does this, man. Well, just give it 3-4 weeks. Give it till Valentine's Day. Because the people who ain't dedicated, they're not going to last past Valentine's Day. So I say that to say, as long as you're telling people the truth, I have no problem with it. Because even when you tell people the truth, they still want the fast, shortcut way. I got to get there sooner. Abs, bro, I can go down to Dr. Miami and get some abs. I can get that 6 months. You talking about I got to work out 2 years? Man, I can get that in 2 days. Big old fat booty. Squats? I ain't got to do no squats.
This girl right here
that I got right here and just put it right in my booty. I'm good with that. And you can do that in 2 days. Even though I got to fly home on a plane with a big old donut on my butt, I'm going to have that booty. I'm not going to be healthy. The exercise, because we as people want to believe that's how we get there. We want it fast. We want it here. We want it there. We want it immediately. We don't want to work for it.
Yep.
And if somebody, like they said, if you could put, well, I know it. I was going to say, if you could put it in a pill, shoot, Ozempic, man, Ozempic. You can put it in a shot. People pay that. People will pay for that. Ain't covered by my insurance. I don't care. I need that Ozempic shot.
And they are the big thing right now.
Mm-hmm.
This young lady here is actually the recruiter for his call center. They get paid commission on booking his training sessions for him and selling his.
We all know this guy. Not only is he increasing the stock price of Saratoga and blowing the fuck up on social media, but he's also a high-ticket coach. But what does this mean for you? Whenever Ashton dunks his head in a bucket of ice, gets millions of views, so many people pay to join his program to learn from Ashton on how to build a personal brand as a fitness coach. What happens when all of these people book a call in order to join his program? Think Ashton's on those sales calls? No, he has so many morning routines to film and clients to coach. You know who is on the sales call? My girls. Run the largest high-ticket sales academy, and a few of my girls are actually on Ashton's offer. For example, Lisa filmed herself closing on Ashton's offer from the airport. What this means for you is you can take calls for a high-ticket coach from anywhere in the world, uncapped earnings, or even at the airport. I'm sure you're wondering, well, how much money can I make in high-ticket sales? Let's use some arbitrary numbers just for privacy with Ashton's business and my closers. Ashton's program is $5,000. And let's say that Ashton pays his sales team the industry standard of 10% per closed deal. Say Lisa closed a pay-in-full deal of $5,000 at that airport. Times 10% commission, she made $500 before boarding her flight. She didn't have to get the leads because Ashton posted all of his videos and got them for her, and she doesn't have to fulfill on the deal because Ashton's going to be the one coaching this client. All she did was be the middle woman.
There you go. Anybody want a job?
Sure. I need to get my coaching classes up.
You really do. All this is showing you is we got to get our shit together.
Got to get it together. Got to get
Ashton Hall.
And the thing is, I'm going to tell you the sad thing.
Hall went viral on TikTok.
Hold on. Go ahead.
The sad thing is this, guys. You guys, the audience, would rather believe the lie than the truth. I mean, there's people out there that say, oh, man, we can get you. I hear them even in my field. You're not making this much doing cloud security. I can get you $200,000, $300,000, $400,000. Do this. And somebody who tells you what the truth is, you'll never listen. No one wants to know the truth. Y'all all go for the lie. And it's sad that in order to get you there, you got to say, y'all do it. Y'all do it on clickbait. Clickbait. Oh, somebody fighting. I want to do clickbait. I got to watch that. Gossip. Oh, man, I got to listen to it. Y'all don't want the truth. Y'all don't want it. Y'all believe the lie. It makes you feel better. You want to believe, I got that girl. Man, my girl only been with one person in her life. You don't believe it. That's how it is. You know, all y'all want to believe it. And so it becomes very difficult in this world today to tell they don't believe you, Ronin. Y'all didn't see, but here go the thing. Y'all didn't believe. Look, I'm gonna say, I remember when over a year ago, I used to hear this in the chat. Where your AI girlfriend at, Ronin?
Mm-hmm.
Where your fake girl at?
I can show you better than I can tell you.
No, yeah, but I'm saying, remember before you got there?
Like I said, I can show you better than I can tell you.
Ronin, you still got that AI girlfriend?
Yeah, I'm not going to fight with you.
That Ashton Hall is the biggest fraud on social media.
Hold on, I'm not sorry. I'm just trying to prep videos. Go ahead.
No, I'm saying somebody saying the UFC or the fight about to start. But go ahead, we can watch. I ain't no problem.
All right, shout out to Thelonious for the $5 super chat. Thank you very much. Supporting the stream, and it's what's that? Noop up?
He knows
what's that? Noop up. Oh, what is that? What is that? Like a
tournament?
A Greek thing? Is that a Greek thing?
Yes, sir.
Okay, I wasn't a fraternity member. I'm sorry. Appreciate the $5 super chat. Definitely. The main event.
There's a fight tonight.
Yeah, I know. There's several fights tonight. The fight card was supposed to be packed with different fighters, but yo, man, we had to do it. And unfortunately, somebody else was stepping on our time zone, so we had to push it back. We trying to be time slot conscious. Let's put it that way. And unfortunately, time slot got taken up by somebody bigger than us, so we had to push our live back. But some people might call this guy a fucking hater.
The video where I shared screenshots of people that were allegedly scammed.
He does verify, and he's a bodybuilder himself. So he goes through and he'll talk about different bodybuilders that say they're 100% natural, and you know they're taking fucking steroids or some drug or muscle enhancement type of drug. This is that guy. But I don't know who this knucklehead is on top of him. Hold on.
Scammed by him.
And so he reached out to me hoping I would do a video. He wants to get his money back. I got a group chat of 5 people all pissed about how much we got oversold and underdelivered. I paid $4K to work one-on-one with him and only had 1 call.
Ashton Hall basically.
Now, 4K sounds like a steal of a deal. That's $1,000 less than what the girl says she hires ladies to close on. So obviously, there must be some wiggle room on the negotiation. They'll start at 5K and say, well, what if I can drop it 1,000? Would that make you buy? So he has some wiggle room when it comes to negotiation for the sales team.
Man,
but
I used
obviously,
to call 1-900 numbers, and man, it ain't called. He said he only got 1 call. My 1-900 numbers ain't cost me that much. I mean, goodness gracious, for 1 call, you got $4,000.
Right.
We follow the stereotypical fitness alpha male course program selling playbook, where these guys blow up on social media, usually for doing or saying something ridiculous. And then they use that new fame and clout to sell overpriced courses and mentoring programs for thousands, if not tens of thousands of dollars to impressionable teenagers or men that are making hundreds of thousands. Fame and clout to sell overpriced courses and mentoring programs for thousands, if not tens of thousands.
Anybody interested? Anybody?
$8,000.
Train with me gold, $3,300. Train with me diamond, $5,500. And the ultimate platinum, $8,250. Jesus Christ. But if you train with him, guess what, guys? You're going to look exactly like him. You know how many black pillars right now are buying into this bullshit?
Man. With that, you could get a dietitian and a personal trainer to work you out every day, and
they actually in front of you, not on a fucking video call or on the phone, because he's not going to show up at your house to help you work out.
Thousands of dollars to impressionable teenagers or men that are desperate and looking to make a change in their lives and think that buying these courses will help them get rich. But just like most of the other greedy gurus out there, once they get paid, they do not fulfill any of the promises that they made in selling these courses. People that pay for them do not get rich. They don't end up making hundreds of thousands of dollars in a month. And in fact, they usually end up going broke because once these gurus get paid, they just ghost them.
I reached out for help continuously every day for 5 days, never got a single answer. One-on-one sessions with Ashton, cold DMs, ghosted, closers, not able to do so, support for the business, no response, and he tried to book a call with them. They wouldn't do it.
And unfortunately, Ashton is no different. He was charging clients $4,000 to $10,000 to work with them one-on-one, while also supposedly
man, if I paid that kind of money and you motherfucking ghosted me.
Oh, I'm flying out to see him personally.
Thank you.
We gonna have a session. We gonna have a session. It's gonna be a workout session too. I'm just gonna be playing a baseball sport.
Providing the team to help get their businesses off the ground. But of course, with all of these scams, once he got paid, none of that happened.
I never got setters who cold DM for me, and the setters they gave me ghosted me after about a week. After he went viral, everything went very much downhill. Next thing I know, there's 80 plus people in group calls, and we are auditing the most ridiculous content.
So basically, even after he went mega viral and had to be making 6 figures a month, he was still scamming fans for $10,000 a piece and had 200 clients in the call, which means he was cashing out $2 million off of them. But after he got exposed for Greg...
Damn! Let that sink in. $2 million phone call with 200 people on a fucking call. God damn.
And this is sad, man, because
you're in the wrong business, bro.
I am. And
I know you pushing more weight than that motherfucker.
And the sad thing, like you said, my conscience won't let me just do people like that. I can't, in good or conscience, do people like that. But man, there's some people out there that can, and they don't care.
You said doing a video on him. It seems like he at least paid back the initial client that he scammed in the first place, which is a bad look because he had to get exposed on a huge platform to give people their money back. And it just makes him look extra greedy and slimy because he did all this while he was super mega viral. This was at a time when he literally got 10 million followers in 2 months. But as if that wasn't a bad enough reputation hit, Ashton Hall really started believing his own hype and got overconfident. With the type of content that he makes and blew up off of, which are heavily edited, curated reels, which are created to make him look like the strongest, fastest person alive. And I mean, his team really does a good job with his image, so it's easy to believe the hype. But we got to get a bit of a glimpse behind the curtain when he shot his video with DJ Khaled. You can see there were multiple vehicles and tons of people around him recording, getting the best angles and shots at all times. And in that one video, though, he is definitely...
Now, did you catch that? DJ Khaled, who can't run, probably run as fast as me right now. But I'm just saying, they slow-moed that shit so it made it look like they were running fast. They were basically jogging. DJ Khaled was fucking struggling with that. But if you run that back and you look at it, they were slow-moing that to make it look like they were running fast. They weren't running fast at all.
An athlete, you could tell Ashton Hall is not as fast as those videos make him look. Seriously, if DJ Khaled can keep up with Ashton Hall, then there's no way that Ashton is going to smoke ISO Speed, who we saw give Noah Lyles problems. And unlike Speed, whose brand is his personality, Ashton Hall's whole brand is how strong he looks and how fast he is. So when he overconfidently challenged one of the biggest streamers in the world to a race, only to lose badly and faceplant in front of millions of live viewers, not only Speed's viewers, but his viewers as well, as he live streams on Kick now. Losing like that, facing the grass is going to affect his brand and take him down a notch in people's brains.
But see, here's the thing. Here's the thing. No, but here it goes. I say that he failed on the first one. Failed,
right. He did it 3 times. Believe me, he gave him 3 shots at it.
But here's what, when they raced him the second time and he got beat, the best thing that he could have done, if he'd have said, damn, man, because here's the thing, ISO Speed is fast and he like 20. I mean, brother, it's right. Here's 2 things. 3. He's 20 years old. Ashton Hall is not 20. Ashton Hall looks like he's 200 pounds. That bigger person is going to be harder. So ISO Speed is smaller. He should be faster and quicker. And all he had to do was say this, man, you lost to ISO Speed. That's like if ISO Speed ran against Sha'Carri Richards, and he lost. I didn't lose that. There's no shame in that, man. She's an Olympic gold medalist.
Right.
When he lost against one of the fastest dudes in the NFL, there's no shame in that. You'd be like, damn, man. If he would have went to him and said, bruh, I'm sorry. You fast. You got me. Man, thank you for letting me do this. Thank you.
By the time he did it the 3rd time, the whole ego thing came up.
Correct.
Believe me,
he would have saved his whole reputation. He would have been respected and said, hey, he younger, man. Look, I have no excuse. He got me. He young, he fast, he ISO Speed. He showed me. He can't do it. That was the issue.
I'm gonna let it go up. That's 2nd time right here.
Everybody just saying 3-0. You lost, bro.
But where people really lost respect and started to clown Ashton was his temper tantrum and meltdown after losing badly multiple times. Because there's just nothing worse than the crybaby sore loser, especially when they're as big as Ashton is.
If you're leaving when somebody says you lost, he's going to keep telling Lily what he doing. As I keep being, he's going to keep making up excuses.
If you were
One more
faster,
time.
if you were faster, I wouldn't want to race again. I would be like, yo, speed is faster, bro. I don't want no business with him. I'm racing again because I know I'm fast.
Finish line.
The tree is the finish line.
We were racing to there. We racing to
Bro,
the.
you were beating me. I caught you when you started celebrating. Let's run.
He's illusional.
But it gets worse because Ashton found himself in another controversy with another content creator while he was visiting the UK. And similar to the I Show Speed situation, everything was caught on stream.
We saying, bro. Remember me, I'm the guy from I Show Speed too. Huh? Yeah, much love, much love, much love. Oh, remember you copied my value. Remember I was the guy with the value. Yeah, I remember. Much love. You from me? Yeah. Oh, damn. What's up? Come on.
No one's gonna touch you. No one's gonna touch you. We're good. Nobody just jump. We're good. Listen, anyone, listen. Yeah. I Show Speed told me to go on to you.
Much love, bro. Much love.
Why you gonna tell the world who you stole this from?
Much love, bro. God bless you. God bless you.
I mean, it gets dangerous in some of these little events that you go to. I mean, look at how I Show Speed was dealing with what country was that he was in? Algeria?
Oh, they threw bananas at him.
Yeah.
And he walked through
crazy when you get mobbed like that, bro.
Yeah, he walked through the one place and the woman, man, I think she called him out of his name. Then tried to get over on it. But yeah, when you build your whole
back in March with his
when you build your whole brand on something, that's where it goes through. That's your downfall. The reason, when you become humble and say, look, you got me. It would have been no issue. They always say it's not the original sin that gets you, it's the lies and cover up afterwards.
Yeah.
That's what happened.
Plus, once you start lying, you can't remember all your lies. So it's going to wind up, you're going to step on yourself. You just
We're about to get off here and watch this fight.
Yeah, we're about
to.
to.
Gurus. You talking about the fight, Drew? Floyd Mayweather. Money making lost all his millions. He done tricked y'all.
Wow.
And let me tell you what happened, guys. Look, just for him, and then we'll get to this. When the feds came in, you know what they found? Counterfeit money.
Oh shit. Oh, so that's what he was throwing around as the counterfeit stuff. It wasn't the real stuff. His stacks.
All that money he's showing is the
fake. Oh wow.
So they had stacks and stacks of counterfeit money. So it wasn't, like he wasn't trying to sell it or use it. It was that show money to say, I got my 20s here and my 100s here. They can't, they don't like to look at each other.
Stacks and stacks and stacks. I got cash. That's crazy. But this will be the last one, and then we can go ahead and end it because the fight's on.
Ridiculous 4 a.m. sparkling water head dunk, pool levitating 6-hour morning routine that went mega viral. But he has been catching major L's lately. It started when he got exposed for overcharging fans for pointless courses and coaching programs. And then
we good. I already did that. Unless you had something else that you want to show.
No.
Because we've been going almost right exactly at 3 hours. So.
Yeah. So guys, make sure you like, subscribe, catch us on a replay. We want to know, what is it that you have fallen for? What guru? We know that Ronin is the mucus man.
I am Dr. Sabi guy. I am pro Dr. Sabi. Absolutely.
Dr. Sabi guy.
You can't tell me nothing wrong with that. But hey, it's each to his own. Like I said, you either want to believe in something or you don't.
We got
the last $2 super chat. Ronin and Fearless, do you do consultations? Yes, we both do.
So I do a few consultations. I don't think I put it in there, but my email is there. Yeah. I do some travel consultations. I don't really do the financial consultations, but I do more of where I do IT work. And I just tell the truth. So I don't give someone a quick scheme. My wife says I don't charge enough and I do too much. But I always felt that, and Ronin knows, Ronin told me I don't charge enough because I always feel I am under the impression that you under promise and over deliver. So that's what I always attempt to do. That's probably not the best. But here's the difference is this isn't my money source. It's, you know, with some guys that overseas, that is their money source. Like with the, I guess, Ashton Hall, that's his source of income. That's not my source of income. That's why even when I tell people when I do IT consultations that if you follow it and you pass, I just refund you your money back from your consultation, because what I want to do is I want to see you succeed. You know, I want to see, even when I do travel consultations, I want to make sure that you are safe. I want to make sure that you enjoy it, so that when you come back, that you can say, man, everything you said was right on point. I did this, or I didn't experience that. I think that's more important with me. We should cast a fight. You got to fight. You can do that.
Yeah, you can on Rumble, but I'm not going to do it today. I'm not.
Ronin also does. He has his other channel, Wealth Walk.
Wealth Talks, Legacy Walks. I do consultations for financial advice and not necessarily selling you anything. And I always run you back through certified CPAs, lawyers, and such. I talk everything from trust, life insurance, building wealth through IULs and other policies that actually grow tax-free. Like self-banking, I teach things like that. And obviously, I'm putting something together for the YouTube and traveling and getting ready to become an expat, preparing for that. And guess what? I got a book coming out probably by the end of this month, hopefully by the beginning of next month. And it's called AI Filmmakers Playbook. At 50-something years old, I've been stumbling through the AI architecture. I've learned a lot. And as I've learned, I've documented all my life lessons in AI. So then if you want a quicker start, if you want to build a master profile and different things like that. So basically that'll help you get a jump start into the AI world. If you want to start producing, telling stories, and kind of finding some kind of release and interest in doing AI. I'm all about PTSD and recovery and finding your peaceful spot. That's where the travel comes in, and doing things that kind of bring you joy. You know,
so that's what I say about this with Ronin and me. I went to one seminar when I was younger. Carlton Sheets.
Carlton Sheets. I know him.
Yeah, he sold the real estate.
Yes.
And so what disappointed me was I paid some money to go to a conference. Half of the time, or I would say 75% of the time, was selling me to go to the next conference. I was like, but y'all not teaching me here. I think with both of us, because Ronin has already done his life at that. So he's not selling you like, hey, I want to sell you this plan, so you get on my plan to do this. Same with me. If I'm doing, like, if I say, hey, you should sign up for this class, I make no money off of that. And even when I tell people, I'm saying, hey, here's a fast way, a medium way, and a slower way, of which I make no money. That doesn't mean whatever choice you do, I'm just telling you pattern to get there. Like if someone say, hey, you can go to trade school or you can go to college, but I have no vested interest in either that you do.
That's the word right there, vested interest.
Correct.
My vested interest is the good of you, not anything about putting money in my pocket.
And I think that is the difference with these gurus. They are selling you something so that you can buy more. I'm trying to give you more to more to more. You know, that to me, I'm just selling you to sell you more. And I think even what's the guy's name you just had? It was the white guy, the real estate guy. That's what he does.
Oh, you talking about Cardone?
Yeah. Okay. He sells you something to sell you something else to sell you something else.
He's leading you down his path. He's pushing you his way. And we don't do that. We kind of give it openly to you and let you ingest it. Basically, you can guide us down the road. And yeah, he looks like he's doing outstanding, especially at 50 years old. You're making over $10K a month in Alabama with no kids.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I've seen. The word that stuck out to me more than anything was Alabama. You living in a
cost of living is not, bro.
And so my thing is, I always tell people there's two ways to get money or get rich. You got to make more money or spend less money. If you're in an area to spend less money, my thing with would be asking you is, what are you doing with your what income am I looking for? What's the word for that? Disposable. Your disposable income. So,
Yeah. Are you
that would
just
be
leaving it in a bank at 0.75% to 1%? Or are you doing something with it? And how much risk are you putting on the money that you have for liquidity that you're doing your investments with? Damn, I just spit that out like it wasn't shit. But I was about to say something. And now I've totally forgotten my train of thought. That's what happens. That's
but
why
I think if you can put so much away where you can get your income back, whatever savings account, whatever.
Oh, that's what it was.
Whatever
Well,
you do.
I shared something on another live. You weren't here. And it was my goal. And basically, one of the reasons I came to the Philippines wasn't to stay. Fearless knows I'm coming back to the States. I'm literally coming back to Texas. Because in Texas, if you're a disabled veteran or retired veteran, you pay no state tax and no real estate property tax. No taxes.
Let me tell you.
Texas.
This is I'm in Texas. He's been here. This is when my wife keeps saying, let's go get this other house. I said, look, I'm gonna let you know. When we buy this other house, it's gonna be in your country. Because
right.
And he's lucky he's a veteran. That's the only time I would tell
here's the reverse. He's already got a house. I don't have any property in the United States.
My advice to people
I would
is don't buy
here.
no house. Don't buy it.
I would buy here. And I will. But I'm going to come back and build in America and have that as my base.
No, for you, I would tell you to buy a house.
Yeah.
You to buy the house. I would, for somebody like Ronin, I'd say buy a house. For somebody like me, I would not, in America, I would not buy the house. Because even if I buy my house today and I pay cash for that house, my taxes are still $12,000 a year. That means I pay $1,000 a month.
You still don't own your house ever. That's the only thing about real estate is it can still be taken away from you if you don't pay your property.
You don't own. You just making your real estate. You say you own the house because you got a deed. No. Don't pay them taxes a couple years. Don't pay them property taxes and see when they take your house away.
That's set up on a tax lien. I'll go snap it up.
Hold it on a tax.
Hold it on a year or two. You don't pay off that debt, and I get to claim it as mine.
Mm-hmm. And so that's the thing. So go ahead, brother.
But to finish what I'm saying is I came over here to learn automation and AI. So I have a place of peace where I can focus on doing my AI, my NAN, and learning how to do some YouTube automation and some other things I want to do to run businesses independently of me having to sit there and manage it. So when I come back, I'm already have other income resources coming in and never really having to touch it. It's automatically doing. That's what I came here to learn. But I needed a place of peace where I didn't have a lot of overhead on myself. Staying in America trying to learn all that stuff didn't make any sense. Plus, when I met my young lady here, everything looked like we're in alignment. So we're going through the vetting process. And when I come back, I'll be probably coming back with a wife. You get what I'm saying? So I came over here with a purpose and a plan, but I never intended to stay. I'll come back and buy later. But I won't buy first here. I'll buy because you got to pay cash for everything here, damn near. You don't want to do a mortgage or nothing here. You got to buy cash and you got to pay for it in cash. So we'll build a summer home here, but that's after we already have a house in Texas.
Man, that's I mean, you figure $1,000 a month less by not having to pay property tax. So you're a veteran.
Mm-hmm.
That's the best thing you can do as a veteran. I've been looking for other loans where I could assume somebody's
VA situation. You ain't got no family members that are veteran? Come down and kind of put a little name on your property, on your deed or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Have you had a secondary owner?
No. And that's the thing. So I would tell guys, and even the advice that I give is things that I do for myself. To say, hey, and a lot of those guys that give that information, they don't do it for themselves. But Here's the thing. You think that that's a great thing. The person in the super chat. You think that's great.
It's erroneous, yeah.
You know why that's not great?
Let's read it.
All right.
So thank you for the $5 super chat. It says, got my house back in 2017 for $225K, 5-bedroom, 3-bath, not bad, on 2 acres. Wow. Appraised for 410. Ooh, you got 2 acres. Bruh, I would parcel that out and sell off the land before I would even sell the house, or develop it and flip it for 250 per house that you develop on your own, and then keep going.
But here's why I say that's
4-acre
not great.
lots or whatever, and build your own be your own fucking developer. Go ahead.
Here's why I say that. I'm not saying that you didn't do something right, but here's the scam. Now, if you were to rent your house, you say, man, I'm paying for the $225,000 where you live at. If you were to try to rent somewhere else, your rent would be more. And so you're saying my mortgage is great. But here's what people mess up. You said appraises for 410. There is no other commodity that you pay taxes on what it may sell for. For instance, if I buy stock for $100 and that stock goes up to $1,000, until I sell it, I don't pay taxes on it. Because that $1,000, like even what your man says, you know, the money ain't real until you sell it. If you lose it, and none of that means anything. Up, down means nothing, except in housing. Because what they did to you is they say this: your house you bought for $225,000. Your taxes are $1,000 a year. Now your house is valued at $410,000. We're gonna raise your taxes based on what it appraised for. You ain't sold the house yet. So now that $1,000, when you went in and said, my mortgage, I can afford $1,000 a month. That was great. But now they just raised your property tax and your homeowner's insurance tax, your homeowner's insurance, all based on an appraisal. You ain't sold your house. So you can say your house is $410,000, which means nothing because ain't nobody bought it yet.
But they can tax you on the $410,000.
Exactly. And until you sell that, you don't know how much your house is worth. Because I've been in places.
I don't think you have the. Here's the thing. I don't think you have the option of opting out of a reappraisal. I think that's.
Oh no. This is what you have to do. And my neighbor, I remember this when I lived elsewhere. My neighbor,
one neighbor gets an appraisal and sells. That's it. Everybody's house is reevaluated for price.
Yeah. So this is what I did. I was doing some rehabbing on my house, and so I took pictures of but the rehab before, like, oh man, my house is jacked up, and I had to go down to the county auditor, and I went to the county auditor and I said, you guys are appraising my house up here. My house ain't. Look at my house. It's debobulated. It's destroyed. It's messed up. It's nowhere near this price. And I got him to knock it down. My neighbor was mad. Why did you devalue your house? I said, brother, because if somebody comes into my house and they come into your house, they're going to buy my house because I rehabbed it. It's fixed up. You so worried about what the county has your house at. I don't care what the county has my house at, because the county is what I'm paying taxes on. I don't want to pay them taxes. That's the only way. But they don't let you do. I think they don't let you reevaluate your house only so much. And that's how they get you. They go in and say, we're going to reevaluate your house and you pay. And I got a good friend of mine, man. He bought his house for $800,000. I think it's 1.2. He went from $9,000 a year to $16,000 a year in property tax. His homeowner's insurance went from $125 a month to $500 a month. And so I'm like, you how you budget for that? And here's the thing, property tax, you never getting back. And I went and told him, I said, man, because he's a young dude. He's in his 30s. He's a good job. I said, just imagine this. If you put that $16,000 a month away and you rented a house, you got a house much lower and just rent it for 10 years, man, with the interest, how much more would you have? You could do it. But a lot of us think that we own a house, and a lot of your parents think, or I say grandparents, a lot of your grandparents think they own their house. Because I have family in Mississippi. And then all of a sudden, your grandmother thought she was doing a good job, and she had 8 kids, and she put the house in 8 people's names. And then your uncle done died. That person died and went to their grandkid. So that house is owned by 32 different people who can't get along, of which nobody paying taxes on it. And somebody who nobody lives in Mississippi no more. The dude who's the neighbor say, I want that land, and they keep waiting, and then they just pay the property tax on it and snatch y'all people's house. Your grandmother saved all that life to give to y'all, and somebody else took it for pennies on the dollar.
I'm typing it, but I'm going to go ahead and talk about it. So JM says, being short-sighted, of course. JM says, what does JM says? JM says, man, you just want booty while you study? No, JM. You looking at the short-sighted end of this. What I'm paying for and is basically, I have a lower cost of living. Look at me. I'm happy. I'm at peace. I don't have no stress in my life. I don't even pay attention to American news. Even though there's a fight on, and I used to watch every fight. When I get in there, I get in there. I have so much peace right now and focus to learn. I have no distractions. I do what I want when I want. I don't punch a clock. I can take all the time to learn and build and reinforce my resources and build assets for lower costs. And while I'm doing that, I'm vetting a viable woman for marriage. What's wrong with that?
And here's the thing. What if he was getting some booty while he studied? And people used to ask me, and I said, man, if I had a woman, most of my time was spending 80% of my time doing stuff that gave me a 10% return. I got to go grocery shopping. I got to wash my clothes. I got to fix my dinner. All that became time consuming. When Ronin can sit there and say somebody taking care of all his stuff when he does, and he can just
tell me what happens in the background for the shows. Who's doing those? He's so fucking busy there. I set everything up. I ain't punching no clock. I don't have to do shit. Yo, man, I got it. Let's just pick a topic and we'll go ahead and run it.
Mm-hmm.
No big deal.
And
He's the one that got a lot of pressure on him. I ain't got no pressure on me.
So I know, and we won't get into this, but we're talking about the gurus. I think Black Cleaner said it. He says it happened 4 times in my family in Massachusetts. We lost our grandmom's property due to back taxes, which is now worth over $1 million. They bought the house for less than 50. Ain't that crazy? And so I tell people, I know that they want to leave a house or something for their family and kids. I wouldn't even do that. Spend your money now, man. The one guy, what I would do if I was doing it and I had the money, and what he did was he was an Asian billionaire. He put his money in a trust, and the trust, I'm just going to give numbers out to make it easier. Just say he had $1,000. He put $1,000 in the trust, and he only paid his sons and them $1 a month. That $1 a month, because of the interest that the trust made, the trust would never run out. Now, it was a lot more than that. This guy was getting like $250,000 a month, something crazy, because he was a billionaire. But because he put it in a trust and didn't give them access, and the trust paid them monthly, the interest on a low payment of trust always continued to feed it back. And that means in perpetuity, the family would never run out of money, because all they could get was that $250,000 a month. Our grandparents, and it's sad, they just didn't understand. and they thought they were doing the best for us by saying, I have 5 kids, I'm gonna leave them these acres, I'm gonna do that. Especially in the South. What happened in the South were people was like, I'm getting the hell out the South. It's Black people especially. I ain't dealing with these racist people. They left the South. They left that home down there that was given to them. Nobody took care of it. Nobody paid for it. And now when they want to return because the value has gone up, somebody else bought it for pennies on the dollar. It would have been better to just say, hey, I'm putting this in a trust and this is how it takes care of. But nobody taught us that. And the old people that live next door who've been looking at your property that entire time, they like, shh, we waiting for it. Matter of fact, man, I wish I could look. Just when I went to my family reunion last time, and I wish I could remember the name of this page, and I don't know the name of it. My family, so we have some cousins. So my cousin, his mother had land, like 20 acres. And he was talking about, he's like, yeah, I got to go see what's going on with my land. Dude did this. He went to his phone and he was like, this what's going on with your land. Look, they was taking his land and they would have these 4-wheel parties. They would have these big parties with these 4-wheelers on there. They was cutting trails through it because nobody was ever there. I said, damn, man, they make it. They look, it's the country, so it look kind of different. They on 4 wheels, they doing thought chasing, they just set up.
That's a minor thing. And one of the reasons I wouldn't buy property here if I'm not going to be here is you can have squatters on land that you own here in the Philippines. And the Philippines law cares more about those fucking squatters than the landowner. Yeah. You can put a gate around it. You can build a wall around it. But if they move in because nobody built on it and they got their little cojibos or whatever you want to call them, houses and huts, you can't evict them. And if you try to, the judge is going to say, well, how are you going to get them off your property? You still need to worry about where they're going to go. Where are they going to go? Who gives a fuck? That's not my fucking problem. Well, here you got to care. So, owning land and not being here is a problem, because once somebody starts to settle on your land or squat on your land, it's going to be hard to get them off. But real quick, Thelonious is asking for your email, Fearless. If you drop it in the private chat, I can drop it in the chat. I can drop it in the chat for everybody. And then if my email is in my bio, and it should be in my description now. Also, Black Cleaner just dropped another $2 super chat. And he says, people over-sexualize things only in America. Absolutely. It ain't. I'm 58 years old. It ain't always about sex. I'm on quality, not quantity. I done dotted enough things moving already. Okay, now I need something that I know that I can settle down with and ain't sitting there wild and crazy waiting to leave. I need something that's going to carry me through till the end of my days. You get what I mean? And I don't plan on dying tomorrow either. So, but yeah, here's a big question we got for you guys. We got about 28 people in the room. What time do you guys feel would be best for our show? Now, we try to be conscious of other shows because I know we have some of the similar subscriber base. And so time slots are kind of difficult because certain times are convenient, but other people are already going live. And rather than having to share subscriber bases and having to split whoever is available to listen, we're really wanting to know. And if you're on the replay team or whatever, drop in a comment. What time do you guys feel like and what day you feel like, whether it be 2 times a week and different times, it doesn't matter. We'll figure that out on the back end. But give us a day and a time that you guys feel like we should go live that would be more comfortable for y'all to listen to.
And then also, if there's any topics you guys like to hear. And for this live stream, if you guys are still watching, I want you to drop in the chat some guru that you believed in. I told you I got taken by Carlton Sheets. I wanted to do real estate. I ain't know nothing about real estate. It used to, I'm gonna send you out 100 tapes and you can watch it, get the book, and you can learn real estate. And I was like, shoot, I'm gonna learn real estate. And I paid money. I went to a seminar, and I told you that I listened and listened, and all that they were telling me to do was buy another seminar to learn some more. And I said, oh man, I said, that's crazy. So I've done it. If I were to, so I want to know what you guys, what have you fallen for? What have you believed? And you're like, man, later on, did I not believe it? Did you still believe in it? I know religious people that their pastor is like almost like their God, where he can do no wrong, and whatever he says that's how it is. They believe in it. They'd be like, Pastor such and such, especially in the South. Pastor such and such said this.
What was that pastor locked them all in the building and said, you need to give up this much money before y'all can leave because I need a new Bentley or some shit like that?
Yeah. I'm
like, what the fuck is going on in churches nowadays?
So what have you guys fallen for in your life? You said, man, I fell for it, or you believe like Ronin. I believe he believes Dr. Sebi's true. You believe someone's true, and you say, hey, this is how it is. I believe it.
Keto and Dr. Sebi all the way. Keto and Dr. Sebi. Those are the two things I'm good with.
So, what is it that you have believed in? I want to know that. What subjects you guys like to hear? How can we add value to it? Because I think we've talked about this before. Sometimes I think, man, we can do like those headlines and stuff because they do get the views, but we would like to add some value back. We want to make sure that when we leave here that you guys like, yeah, that does make sense. Because we all fall for it. We fall for a guy that I used to look at that did content. He called it the goon light. And the goon light was the guys who put the lights, and you get the best lighting there is. And when you look at their body, it was fitness persons. When you look at their body, it was ripped up. You're like, man, but that's not how people walk around all the time. Or you see the person, I know, y'all see that pretty lady with the makeup, and then you see her without the makeup and waking up, and you're like, man. Or she took 1,000 shots on IG to look that way, and she don't look like that in true life. And you think, if I did that, we're all fall for it. If I dress like this, and that's how it is. So I want you guys to make sure you don't fall for it, or you test it out. I am always saying, if someone made $1 million or $10 million and it took them 10 years, and I could read that same book in 10 minutes or over the weekend, and I could learn through their mistakes, I would do that. There's nothing wrong with that. If somebody has accomplished something in their life and they say, I've accomplished this, and I'm going to tell you how to get there without all the mistakes. Like if I had to drive from here to somewhere and I say, oh man, I took the wrong turn here, don't stop there. And I'm telling you all the mistakes I made in my travel. And I can tell you, man, go straight on this road and you'll get there. I've learned by somebody else's mistakes. Perfect. But if I'm telling you how to get there and I ain't never drove, that's a problem. That is a problem. So just make sure if you're looking at a guru or someone you want to learn from, have they done it? What is their incentive for you to do it?
First place you need to look at is LinkedIn. See if they verify.
I know it's Rich Dad, Poor Dad. But y'all know he was a scam artist, right?
Yeah, Dave Kiyosaki or Robert. Yeah.
So he may have some great things, but
he tells a good story.
Yeah, he tells a good story.
I read his book. Go ahead and read your flowers from Thelonious. $5 super chat. Thank you, Thelonious. He said he was first introduced to you by Austin and saw that you were real even then.
I have nothing against Austin. I think Austin is good. And I think
his growth, he's actually growing, and that's all you can ask for. Yes.
And I think and I will say this, I think what I learned from Austin, because I was on a show where somebody's like, I don't believe, you 50 and he 20 something. How can you learn something from somebody? I am the type of person that believes I can learn something from anybody. And I would say this. There was a fight between Paul Logan, Jake Logan, one of them, and Mike Tyson. Mike Tyson was the world's youngest heavyweight champion in the world, known for boxing, known for savage boxing. My question to you is this. When he fought, when Mike Tyson fought Jake Paul, who made more money?
Jake Paul. Because he set up
Just
the fight.
because you're the best at something doesn't mean you understand the marketing and all of that behind it. Because Mike Tyson grew up in a phase where you just go out there, you box, you work, and that's it. And you get rewarded for that. Jake Paul grew up in a place that say, nah, man, I know how to sell this. I'm going to sell it. I know how to do this, the ticket, AI, and he does it. So Mike Tyson, if he say, man, I can learn from how this dude did this. He's young. He's not even a boxer.
Real boxer, yeah.
And he's making more money than me. And so from with Austin, my thing was, man, if I'm going to do this YouTube, then maybe I need to have some different money streams. He sells himself as a brand. He's branding himself. I said, oh, that's a good idea. And I say that because in every field, just because you are good at something, if you don't know how to sell, you're not. There are people who, like, let's take this guy, Ashton Hall. The previous Mr. Olympia, Phil Heath, 7-time Mr. Olympia. That means he was the best in the world 7 times.
He got sponsorships or branding?
He has sponsorships, but he doesn't make as much money as this guy. And Phil Heath is the apex
of physical health. Yeah.
He's the standard, the apex, the best in his job. But he just believed I worked out and I don't do that. Where somebody said, I'm not the best, but I'm going to get on social media. I'm going to get these followers. I'm going to get this.
Or I'm going to get an engine behind me that will push the things I can't do. And that was something we talked about several times. Is a mentor of mine said, Alex, you're great at closing. How much do you make every time you close? $2,000 to $5,000. Why are you making 1,000 phone calls a week? Go hire somebody at $8 an hour or $15 an hour and have them make all your phone calls, book out your week, and make $2,000 to fucking $5,000 a fucking hour.
Correct.
I was like, what the fuck? I wasn't even thinking like that. Sometimes we try to hold on to too much. And some of those things are something we're not great at anyway. And we dread doing it. Why not turn out?
We spend hours trying to save we spend 10 hours trying to save a penny. When your time isn't worth a penny. I was the same person. Saturday morning routine, Midwest. Get up early in the morning, wash the car by hand, cut the grass, do all of this. By the time noon came, I was tired and I had done all that by myself. And I said, man, I'm running that car through the drive. They're going to clean it out for me. That's going to cost me $10. I'm going to hire a Mexican dude to come over and cut the grass. Look, it took me so long to cut the grass. When I seen the Mexican dudes do it, there was 3 of them. One jump off with the big mower, one got the little mower, and somebody got the trimmer. And in 20 minutes, they was done and it looked just as good. And I said, that saved me 5 hours and I could have been doing something else. My time was worth more than that.
Basically, so what you're doing is buying back your time.
Exactly. Buy your time. You make money to buy your time because I can make more money doing something else. And I say that if you're doing with a guru, I don't want to spend 10 years if I looked at this and I said, man, all right, how do I do this? Austin or whomever, but man, I got to do this, and this. And I'm just saying with Austin or whomever, I can book a session. Like we talk about Anton Daniels. We talk about it. I say, man, the dude is great. He does this bad. I have booked a consultation with Anton. I did not care about anything he does in his personal life or what he did. What I wanted to know is, what programs are you using? How are you becoming so efficient that in one day you can release 20 videos? What is your process like? And how are you setting it up? Because I want that template. And to me, I have spent so much time and he'll tell you, bro, videos. Look, I used to make videos and like
we're killing each other on the back end, man. You don't know how many back end meetings, but you don't know how many meetings we've had trying to work out different channels. He has his channels. I have channels I'm working on, and then I have the book that I'm working on. And so we're so busy. We're just trying to coordinate time. So we're putting it in, actually asking you guys what you guys prefer. Sometimes we can do pre-recorded videos where we'll drop them during the middle of the day. Maybe you want a lunch hour type of thing. We can set those up and schedule our time to record 2 or 3 of those and have those spaced out. And then sometimes I want the live type of stuff where you can interact with us. We're not always going to open up the panel. You notice we stopped doing that so much. It's been time consuming, hasn't been productive for us. So every once in a while, maybe once every 2 or 3 months, we might do a live panel and just chop it up that way. But that's not always going to be what we're going to do. But we're trying to grow our audience base. And yes, we're trying to make this a business. We're trying to be syndicated. We're trying to get national exposure. Hell, why shouldn't we?
Mm-hmm.
And
with hand time, people would say, well, why would you do that? Because what I found is, and when I've listened even to the people who have made a lot of money, they said, I wouldn't start a business. I would buy a business. I would just
turnkey at that.
Mm-hmm.
Turnkey business, meaning everything's already set up. All you need to do is be educated on how to run the business. Mm-hmm. That's it.
Or I would, instead of inventing, I would just duplicate.
Mm-hmm.
Why reinvent the wheel? Somebody else is doing it. I'm just going to duplicate. And so I have, when I did my consultation, I wanted to know, I'm spending too much time to try to reinvent this. This person is doing it. They're successful at it. What is it that they are doing that I can just do that? And if I can learn that in 1 hour and implement it in another hour, and I'm spending 10 hours to try to do it, and I'm making the mistakes to get there. I don't want to make the mistakes. I want to get there by learning from somebody else's mistakes. That's how you get there. You learn by somebody else's mistakes. And if you are a father, this is to all the parents out there, the best fathers or the best parents are the ones that say, kid, I know what you're trying to do. I've been where you're trying to go.
Thank you. Every one of my sons, ain't nothing you can think of I ain't already done.
And the reason your parents say that to you is this: I'm trying to eliminate all the mistakes that I made that set me back so that you don't have to make those mistakes. And this goes to the Black generation. I know we have some people who are of the Caucasian persuasion that are listening, and this may apply to you too. But in the Black community, we start over every single generation. Starts from zero.
Mm-hmm.
Your parent died with nothing, and you had nothing when you started off. You was born with nothing, and you left nothing. So every generation has to start from the beginning. Nothing is ever saved. You never learned anything. And it took you 20, 30 years to learn it. And by the time you got that, you're trying to teach another generation who not listening. And they start from the beginning all over. And what I found is people who have success, they don't start all over. They start with that. As they say, they starting on third base. So they already had the advantage. And what they do is just, I'm teaching you how to maintain. Mr. Walton of Walmart did the sacrificing. His kids don't have to sacrifice. They just maintain. Right. But we never at the point where we can maintain. And so I'm hoping that if you find a guru, if you look for us, if you look for your parents, or you are a parent, or you're a person who's doing consultations, your thing is, these are the mistakes that I've made, and I want to show you how not to make the same mistakes so that you can get to the point. If it took me 40 years to get to this point, I want my son, my daughter to get there in the 20 years.
Listen to how he's saying that. These are the mistakes I made. How many gurus out there admit to their mistakes?
None of them.
They're perfect. Every fucking one of them. None of them have ever admitted to saying they done something wrong. That's already one of the signs, a red flag. They ain't never made a fucking mistake in their life. They always been successful. They never had any trials. They just came into it. Please stop.
So that's all we're trying to do. So if you guys are looking for on any part in life, just make sure that that's what you're trying to get to. If you're seeking someone out, what did they do to go wrong? And you hear anybody, if I know people have heard this when they say rich people, what was your hardest million? My first. Because once I made the first million,
you knew how it worked.
I knew how the game worked. It was the struggle to make the first million. After that, every million after that was easy. I knew the formula.
Mm-hmm. It's funny, Kevin Samuels had that intro song that said money works. You know, that song said money works. And it's really true. Once you figure out how money works, it's not too hard to take a couple steps back and start making it work for you again. I tell people all the time, I've lived 10 lifetimes. I've started, stopped, reinvented myself, started again, stopped. This is me in my last reinvention mode. This is what I'm doing. I've made a lot of money and I've given up business. I've had over 3,000 clients. I run a whole agency with almost 300 agents in it. I gave it all up when it came to my fucking sanity. Money is not that important to where I want to lose my life over it. I can always make more. I can't make my life back. And that's where you have to start understanding you need to take a choice in life. Are you going to just be so money driven? Like Anton had an interview with him. He goes, are you ever going to take time out for your kids? No, for what? I'm about getting my bag. I have a purpose. It's about making a bag. And then what the fuck are you trying to build a legacy for if you don't give a fuck about nothing but making a bag? And then once you make the bag and you die, who fucking gets it? You didn't take the time to work and use it because you're all about making a bag. You don't want to do shit else. There's got to be a balance. You got to have quality of life while you're trying to make a bag. And you got to have some kind of interest in life. You got to have some kind of goal if you want to have a family. Be able to spend time with your kids. Fearless is doing it. I've done it with my kids. Man, I had the banner at the fucking football field as part of the, the sponsored crew and the parent support crew. I actually announced all my son's football games, and this is my stepson. All my stepson's football games and basketball games. That's how involved I was. And I was still running an agency. You make time for the things that are important to you. And by Anton saying some of the things he said, that's why we crucify him every fucking time. You're all about the show. Let me read this real quick. Thank you, Anna Marie, for the $9.99 super chat. He's definitely appreciate the information and just for being genuine and trying to help with the truth. Thanks, Ronin. Hey, thank you for the $10 super chat, and I really appreciate it. I'm always happy to help people. As you know, I'm on Charlie Chan TV all the time. That's how I met her and others. So be looking forward to having her on the show. We're going to do some shows where we'll have some females on. She's going to definitely be one of the invitees, right along with several others. So we're going to get into those perspectives too. We're not anti-woman, he-man, woman haters club over here, obviously, and we'll bring some lies where we have some perspective and women that'll actually tell you the truth. They're not going to lie to you. Mm-hmm. So I want people that tell you the truth about how they think, not, I got to guard what I say so I don't let them in on a fucking secret.
Correct. Well, guys, I know we're gonna be getting out of here. I know y'all want to watch the fight. I hope y'all like it.
Over. I might have to catch the replay or whatever.
But that's great. We're gonna get more. I'm trying to do some things behind the scenes so I can be more efficient. I'm more efficient on my other pages. But
please do. Just give me a schedule. But look, we definitely want your input on the schedule. We definitely want your input on the time in a day or multiple days. If you guys ask for multiple days, we'll try to work it out to maybe we can do 2 a week, maybe 3 a week, depending on our schedules. But if you guys don't tell us, we don't know what you want. And we'll try to get it done.
Oh man, what do y'all think about dating America? Ooh,
I've done that. Listen, let me say that first. Okay, Hugh, I don't know if you're married or if you already had kids or not. If you already have kids and you were married once, not necessarily a bad thing. It just depends on the woman and how involved the fathers are with those kids and if they're going to be disruptors in your relationship. That's the short answer. If you haven't had kids, hell the fuck no. Don't do it. at least experience having your own kids first before you worry about taking care of somebody else's legacy. Again, that same kid I sat there and supported in a marriage, there's no loyalty to me. I reinitiated a whole relationship between him and his father. His father never even wanted to take credit for him, had him in football every year, filmed all of his Pop Warner all the way to fucking high school and junior college, sent all the game films back to his father. His father fell back in love with having a son that he didn't help raise. But you did it all. But there's no honor in you doing it all, and it's not your child. Sorry. This doesn't work like that. So think about it first. If you're dealing with a woman with a child, if you have children, it's not fair for you to expect her not to have children, and you already have some, because you got baby mamas involved too. So think about that. But go ahead.
I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna help y'all out. I'm only gonna play about 1 minute of it, if that's okay, and then we can. I'm gonna put this in. Where is that? There we go. I'm gonna share that. We'll put this in the private chat for you.
Okay, hold on.
Right there.
Let me put that up so you can play it, and then I'll grab the private chat.
This from my other channel, but I think I'll just give you a quick view on my thing is. Was the fastest way to go from, oh, I got me, to I forgot me. I went in with good intentions. I came out with good credit, ruined, gray hairs that I didn't earn, and a savings account that said, bruh, I told you so. Because when I walked into that relationship, I thought I was getting some good love, some glory, some good head. But instead, I got homework help, Chick-fil-A orders for 3, and starring in a row of Blue's Clues, The Stepchild Chronicles. Nobody warned me that you're not just dating her. Oh, you dating her calendar, her custody schedule, her trauma. Let me be clear. I got love for the single moms. Oh, I love them. But this rant is for my fellas who walked in with their cape on and walked out broke, bitter, and babysitting a kid that calls them, what's up, bruh? You think dating a single mom, you number one? Oh, let's get this straight. You not number one. You not even number 2. You're third. Third? Actually, you more like 3.5. That's behind the kids, her job, her mental health days, and maybe, just maybe, her dog. You don't date her. You date her Google Calendar. You date her babysitting drama. You date her custody agreement that nobody follows. You ask her out on a Friday night and she hits you with, baby, I'm sorry. I got the kids this weekend. No problem, baby. Cool. How about next weekend? Oh, now that's my self-care weekend. So when do I get to see you? And she tell you every 3rd Tuesday between naps and tantrums, if you bring some snacks. Now, hopefully she get child support. But if she gets child support, which magically turns into her eyelashes, her iPhone upgrade, and gas for her solo trips, meanwhile, my money, oh yeah. Now, my money feed her kids. It play for Netflix that they hog up and watch and I can't even get in. And the Chick-fil-A that they love. And for the school field trips that I don't even approve of. Now, let's say when we got together, you know what happened to her bills? Oh, they dropped 90%. Mine multiplied like a baby daddy's at the paternity test clinic. Stepdaddy energy ain't sexy when you paying for everything. Let's talk about bills. As I said before, this woman get child support, but somehow it's my money that gotta cover her damn kids. Now she get the support check, and you know where that go? Oh, she gotta get her nails done, her lashes, her edges, and get that vibe done. Why I gotta pay for the groceries, the kids' Lunchables, new uniforms, and the DoorDash dinner that I gotta pay for when she say, oh, I'm just too tired to cook, honey. See, I was out here with Uber Eats and emotionally unavailable. Then they try to trick you again. This chick had the nerve to say, hey, let's move in together. We can split things. Huh? Split what? My check? Because your bills would get cut. Mine would get pregnant with triplets. Let's consider this. My rent gonna go up. My utilities gonna triple. Guys, please don't fall for the stepdaddy energy trick. You won't even know it until you 6 months in. And that's when you teaching multiplication to kids you didn't multiply with. You ever had to do bedtime stories while her real baby out there living his real life? And she got the nerve to say, can you pick Jalen up from football practice? Ma'am, who the hell is Jalen? I came over here to Netflix and chill, not to get a pop quiz on his schedule. But see, guys, I tried to be that guy, the protector, the provider, the fill in the blank boyfriend baby hybrid who pays like a husband and gets treated like an unpaid intern. And I know why you date them single mamas. Yeah, them single mamas, that sex is on fire at first. That single mama coochie got something magical in it. It's like heaven with stretch marks. It's powerful, dangerous, and highly addictive. But after a while, that fire turns into a flicker. You don't get passion, you just get permission. When she like, not tonight, I got the kids. Or, shh, they in the next room. Or my personal favorite, can you make this quick? Make it quick. Baby, this ain't no pit stop. I came here to perform. I'm out here smashing in silence like I'm still in my mama's basement and had to be quiet. That's not intimacy. That was a hostage negotiation. And God forbid her ex calls when you in mid-stroke. Now she talking about, I gotta answer this. You know, it might be about the kids. Man, my soul is halfway inside of you. You need to prioritize. You know what's gonna happen when you date that single mama? You gonna lose yourself. You start changing, bro. You stop being you. Gym, gone. Boys night, nope. Stop working on my dreams. I stopped being a priority in my own damn life because I was too busy trying to fix a family that wasn't mine. You ever been in a house full of people and felt completely alone? That's what dating a single mom will do for you if you're not careful. Her chaos becomes your lifestyle. Her drama becomes your peace negotiator. You'll be paying for groceries you don't even eat, solving problems you didn't create. You become her emotional therapist, financial sponsor, handyman, Uber driver, all for free. Now I dare you to say something like this, baby, I feel like I'm losing myself. Cause she gonna flip the script. She gonna say, you know I had kids when you met me. I knew you had damn kids. I didn't sign up for the single mama Olympics. I just wanted some sex and stability. And you gave me struggle and responsibility. Now listen. I got love for the kids. They innocent. But why do I gotta pay $200 for some cleats when I still got a cracked screen on my iPhone? You ever help the kids fix a bike chain and have them say, you ain't my daddy? No shit, little man. I'm just here for your mama. Eventually, I hit the wall. I looked in the mirror and I didn't recognize the man staring back at me. See, I used to be sharp, focused. Now I'm tired, undersexed, broke, and emotionally drained. I had to get out of that situation. I packed my bags and my dignity. I told this chick, look, this ain't love, baby. This is an indentured servitude with cuddles. And she said, but the kids love you. Yeah, but I miss me more. Cameraman, where my camera at? Right here? Okay, let me tell these brothers. Here's the brutal truth for any man about stepping into this. Don't confuse being needed with being loved. Don't let good sex blind you into a bad situation. Don't confuse her peace with your purpose. Don't confuse being needed with being appreciated. Don't date a single mom unless you're ready to be a dad in every sense of the word, except biologically and legally. If she's not matching your energy, respect, or sacrifice, you're not a partner. You're just a placeholder. Fellas, if you dating a single mom right now and it's working, salute to you. But if you losing yourself in the process, don't walk, run. Get to the chopper. Save this for the next time your homie says, yo, she got a kid, but it's all cool, bro. Tell him it's like a Venus flytrap. It's pretty on the outside, but deadly once you on the inside. Fellas, don't date the responsibility if you did not create the legacy. If you like gems, smash the like button. Subscribe in this. You can go. I know that was a little long, but that was my whole thing on what I think about dating single moms. That's from my other channel. I do the rants on that one, so y'all can see the rants. I call it edumacation.
Man, I tell you, those are good rants. Like I said, I like every one of them that you've done so far. You've done so many. So you guys, the video link is in the chat. Hit the video link, and then while you're in there, go ahead and subscribe to his channel. I'm sure there's a whole bunch of gems in there you guys will enjoy, right along with the comedy and his perspective on how he gives it out to you.
And what I try to do for you guys is, I know a lot of people don't like to be lectured to. So I try to call it edutainment. So I try to make you laugh, you learn, and at the end, when you're way driving home or a few hours later, you're like, man, that did make sense. Man, that was funny, but it's like the comedian, that you laugh at later on. So,
yeah, that's
what we try to do. And Ronin got his channel too with the wealth. So you listen to it and be like, man, it's like the coupon that you cut out that you may not need at that moment, But later down the road, you're like, man, I'm hungry. Where that coupon at? So those life lessons that he's giving you and I'm giving you may not pertain there, but make sure you save it so you can give it to a friend. And one day you might have to use it yourself.
Yeah. Facts. All
I
right.
think, guys, we were saying we were going to go for like the last hour.
4 hours. Yeah, damn. You could push it to 4 hours, bro. Anyway, Mr. Disciplined, we got to keep it to 2.
Yeah,
he's thinking with his time.
We ain't been on in a minute.
Keep it to 2. All right. So anyway, I appreciate everybody coming in and joining us. I know there's so many different things going on, so many different channels. The fight is on, but we still kept a steady chat of at least 20 plus people in the room. So we really appreciate that. Anytime, like I said, that you come back in, if you're on replay, please hit the subscribe button, the like button, and leave a comment for a good time and day that you guys would like to see our show. And if it winds up being multiple days, hey, Fearless just won't get no sleep. But he'll do it.
But it's all right. We'll do it.
Hey, he got a baby. It don't matter. He'll be up anyway. He can do it. He'll just have dark circles under his eyes, but he'll get it done. Other than that, I'm about to hit the button to take us up out of here. You got anything else? You good?
No, sir. I think we said it all. You know, hit
Yeah,
the like
here's a
button.
little AI on the way out the door.
A high-speed collision, a cover-up that reaches the highest levels. This is Hit and Run, late night edition.